Hello, good day. Welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. Sorry. Welcome to the chat on Niger Watch. How are you doing? Good day to you. Welcome. Oh dear, I need to collect my thought right now. Whew. Well, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. My name is Emma. It's good to have you here. Please do what I mean. You know the drill already, but please do what to like this broadcast. Share also, and if you are yet to turn on your, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please take out time to do so today. Hello to you too, Mr. Sylvanus. How are you doing? And I hope your day is going just fine. Thank you for being on here. Thank you to each and every one of you on here. Please like this broadcast and show some massive, some robust love by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Please engage me today. Thank you very much. All right, on the comment section, the link has been posted. Please click on the link and to join the conversation. Now, to the likes of Mr. Silvanus that likes to come into the studio when you're about to round it up, please let's do well to click on the link early enough so we can have enough time for our submissions. Thank you very much and welcome to the broadcast. Yes, I know we said we'll be having the money talk today. We'll be talking about our country. Yeah, we'll be talking about a whole lot of things. But before we get to that, let's talk about things that affect us, other things that affect us before we get to that one. What do we have here? So hi, I have this number of people watching me and nobody's talking to me. Say something to me. Say anything. Ask me anything. But it doesn't mean I will answer you. But just ask me. Just say something to me. Let's engage. Let's connect. Let's talk. Let's talk. This is the chat. This is the chat. Come on, let's talk. Let's say something. All right. Let's see what story I'll be putting out here first. All right. Now, talking about stories being put out here. Um, you'd have to excuse me. Okay. Let's take another one. Okay. Somebody say something. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining in. Anyway, so those that are at work and they are still tuning to watch our the chat, thank you very much for doing this, Mr. Kennedy. I am fine. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I see you, sir. Thank you. All right. Thank you to each and every one of you. But please, do well to share. Do well to invite someone. Let's have these conversations today. Do well to support us also by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Yes, please engage, support us with both your visibility and with resources also. Thank you very much. And a big thank you to you. A big thank you to you, Brother Nice. How are you doing today? Brother Nice, you don't want to answer me? Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, yeah, Missima, I'm here. I'm here
All
with
right,
you.
brother.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, I'm fine. And you, how you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you.
I'm a bit sad.
Oh, why? Why is that
They
so?
killed my, yeah, I just saw a video of my, my best blogger. Is a Nigerian. I saw the video right now. The guy was killed by kidnapper. His name is,
Yeah, I
his name is
Ebo.
Airborne. I don't know if, yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw that story, and it's amongst one of the stories I wanted us to, drop on here today regarding what is happening back at Edo State. Also, the way the citizens are they also endanger their lives. Like the other day, or I think Saturday. You had somewhere in Edo State, a tanker. You know how tanker spills its contents, and see the way people were rushing to go and scoop from this adulterated liquid. I mean, they're just going to scoop and forgetting that just anything can happen, and lots of people will just lose their lives over that. Then and I saw where the kidnappers can. I'm like, oh dear, right now the people of those states, The government, the government, the people just need to do better. Everybody needs to wake up to responsibility. Now is not a very sweet time to be a governor, a sweet time to be a local government chairman, a councillor, a president. Now is not a sweet time to be. Now is where all hands has to be on deck. And if you are not working, please vacate your seat so that people that can work will come on there. But Nice, I'm so sorry about your loss. Condolences. I'm sorry. If you want to say anything about that, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just sad. I'm just sad. I'm short of word. I don't know what to say. A brother that have that bright future. I've been following that brother for some time now because when you leave home for long, you through those kind of people, you see Nigeria, you see what is going on back home. The guy showcase our culture, showcase the beauty of our country to the world. I see no reason why those kidnappers will just take his life. A vibrant brother like that, you know, trying to do his best, leave a son and a wife behind. It's missing my. It's painful. I saw it right now. I don't just know what to say. I'm just feeling sick, seeing such thing. Insecurity have taken the life of our people. A lot of our people, beautiful people, insecurity. Buhari brought insecurity to Nigeria, you know, taking the life of our vibrant ones. These old men. That is all I will say for now.
All right, thank you. And you have just begun the show for us. Now, welcome to my panelists. Thank you for being here. Since we've started already, let's just go. Let's get right into it. Talking about insecurity. Now, there is this story of there's this story on your screen right now that goes on to talk about this set of young boys, these four boys who went on ahead to the young boy, arranged with his friends for them to kidnap him and then say that collaborated with his friends to kidnap him and charge them to charge it to build his parents 1 million naira. Now look at these young boys on the screen. They've now come to accept that kidnapping is, amongst one of the ways that you can make money. Seeing how thriving this business is now, these are the dangers of prolonged insecurities. This boy arranged with his friends for them to kidnap him and bill his parents for 1 million naira. Now everything was just going so smooth and as planned, right? We could say as planned, and that happened. The parents paid. He was released, but his friends told him that his parents paid 500,000 naira instead of 1 million naira as agreed. He got home and everything was going just fine, and then he realized that his parents actually paid 1 million naira. And now this young man got angry. His name is Emmanuel. He got angry and he went to report to the police. Now, this is laughable, right? He went to report to the police that he arranged with his friends to kidnap him, and they've cheated him, by deceiving him that his father paid 500 instead of 1 million. That is how, well, as the Nigerian phrase will say, "Olopa wa ma po gbogbo everybody," and that's how the police came and packed him and his accomplice, and that's how we have the story here. But that even goes on to say the effect and the dangers of insecurity in our land. These things are happening. People are beginning to, now we have that one of the innocents, the young man that is doing well for himself, and that happened. Kidnappers, killed him. That's there. But the vlogger is a vlogger, and that happened. Sadly, that happened to him, and this is another set of young boys who has decided to go into kidnapping as a source of income. Now, if this boy has the guts, right, to take himself into hiding and stay somewhere for a matter of days, and will do this to his own father, what do you think he would do to his brother, or let's say his brother, his countryman? What do you think? How far do you think he would go to make this money off, other people? I mean, this is where it starts. Well, let's be grateful for the foolishness that came into their camp and that would make him go and report to the police. Now, that's potential threats has been taken care of. But aside from, as I mean, we are talking about the prison being filled up, because there are some things that should be checkmated. Else, you have lots and lots of individuals being arrested or falling victim to this thing. So then again, it brings us back to the talk of mental health. But before we go to the talk of the government having in place structures for people with mental illness, we also have this story of this person says, person person take flight from Lagos to Enugu, resuming school in UNN. Insecurity on the road. Sorry, excuse me. Insecurity on the road. Landed in Enugu. Arrived Landed in Enugu. Entered bus to Nsukka. Okay, so in a nutshell, this person, in a bid to escape what is currently going on in the country, the insecurity in the country, decided to fly down to school instead of the usual going by road. So and do not forget that the cost of flight is not even, it's a matter for another day. But this person will go all out, save as much as she could, as he or she could, board the plane, got arrived just to pick a bus from, just to transport yourself from the airport to the school. And so how else does the government expect us to move? And why we are talking about, why we are concerned about things like this, like you cannot just go out anymore, the rise of insecurity. We read in the papers today of those other people that were going to school on Lagos Ibadan expressway that were kidnapped. The lecturer was asked to pay a ransom of 10 million naira, 50 million naira, while the students were asked to pay 10 million naira each, about two of them. But the negotiation brought it down to 2 million. We don't know how much is being said for the lecturer, but the students 2 million. And the students and other students are running around trying to get money, also their families. Now this school just resumed, and there's the high rise of students being kidnapped on their way to school. Now the one way follow bus, so the one way follow road still got kidnapped. The one that went by air, so are we supposed to start flying from our houses to where we are going to our offices, to wherever we are going to? How are we supposed to be moving? We that don't have bulletproof cars, and we don't have access to police security, how are we supposed to be moving? I mean, these are the questions that we should be asking the president and the government. These are questions, right? That these are things that we are thinking about. Now this is what some other person, when we are talking about the insecurity, the dangers of prolonged insecurity in our land, and how to curtail or curb all of these things. The issue of Naira redesigning, is all out here. And we're asking questions. We are saying, is it necessary that this is happening right now? And you wake up one morning and you see this in the news. New currency will make kidnappers start asking for dollars. Sheikh Gumi. Of the things that are plaguing Nigerians, Sheikh Gumi is concerned about. Okay, I think that Sheikh Gumi is concerned about the currency in which the kidnappers will begin to demand. So while I am out here, or we are out here thinking of our fellow and how to curb insecurity, Sheikh Gumi is thinking of how it's going to be harder on Nigerians. So okay, well, if we give it to that, it's going to be harder on Nigerians. I mean, these are Nigerians that are struggling to even get money, and then you go on to say bring 5 million, bring 10 million, and they manage to get the money, and then they now have to change the money. Now that will mean that more people will be dying at the hands of the kidnappers, because where will you be getting dollars? We are talking about dollars that is 800 and something today, and we know that when things goes up in Nigeria, it takes a lot for it to come down. So where would they? So Gumi is coming to say they should not change, they should not redesign the naira, they should leave it like that, so that it will be easy for us to be transacting business with kidnappers. Please, if there is any other translation to this, I really, really, really want to know. So please do well to join us. do well to join us by clicking on the link on here, coming to the studio, and let's have these conversations. Or you could drop your submissions on the comments section. Let us have these conversations anyhow you want us to do this, but we have to have these conversations. And of course, there are reactions to what Gumi has come out to say. Okay, before we even take the reactions to what Gumi has come out to say, let's take I wanted us to also take our time to read what he said, but I think in a nutshell, the man has said what he said, and nobody is asking him no questions. And Nigerians are reacting to this. Let's catch a few reaction from this comment by Sheikh Gumi. Please, just a minute. And this one goes on to say, if you're just coming, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Please do also like this broadcast. Thank you very much. Okay, this one goes on to say, and this is Cynthia. This is Cynthia Brittany says, you have just told the kidnappers what they probably didn't know. Principalities and powers no do pass this one. Okay. And to that comment, 1,205 Nigerians liked that comment. You have just told the kidnappers what they probably didn't know. Principalities and powers no do pass this one. And this is from Damijo. Damijo says, they're supposed even arrest this man, John, say, for speaking kidnappers' mind. Honestly, I didn't even give it two. I was even looking at the other aspect where they said, all the money that the kidnappers have stashed so far will become useless unless they bring it to the bank and change for the new one. Else, this money will become useless. And this man is coming out to say that they should not change it so that the kidnappers will start asking for dollars, as there's nothing, they cannot take the money to the bank to change it. Sheikh Gumi. Well, our fellow country people are saying, this is from Pepperity herself, says this man, he knows something many of us don't know, wallahi, and he is still working free. What a country. And this is from Air Diaspora. She says, you know everything about kidnappers, you this man, chai. Okay, what other comment do we have? And this is from Dr. Omomurewa. Dr. Omomurewa says, the way this Buhari administration handle this issue of these bandits is like they have father and son relationship. Are you telling me these guys are bigger than the Nigerian government? Shegumi knows too much. It should be interrogated. This government definitely has a hand in this thing. Okay, let's see what other comments we have on here. Okay, I think we have just two comments on that. Now, the rest of the comments would be by you, my panelists. Thank you for coming in. By the way, please share this broadcast, invite someone onto this broadcast. Let us have this talk. And now, talking about this, we have a large percent of people, of our leaders, who are saying no, that let us not, this Naira redesigning is going to cause more harm than good. But from the CBN's point of view, this Naira change is supposed to help. One, it is something for security reasons. This is something that should have been done 5 to 8 years, every 5 to 8 years. But Nigeria, being as it may, in the last 20 years, has not had a Naira change. In the last 2 decades, we've not had Naira change. All right. No, not Malame. Just excuse me. Godwin Emefiele, spoke to Nigerians, or issued a press release. Although it came off as a surprise. The timing, although very short, but they are saying that the sole purpose of changing this from 200 naira up to 1,000 naira, the sole purpose of doing this is. So they say about 3.2 trillion naira of the money that is out there, out of 3.2 trillion naira that is out there, 2.7 are stocked It is not in circulation. So the need for money is to be in circulation. They said it so. But in all of this, I did not see or I did not read where they say that Naira is going to, gain strength, or Naira is going to pick up. But they said that it's going to help curb with the insecurity, and that all those people that have money stashed illegally in their homes, that they would have to bring out the money or it becomes useless. And this will also help in the elections, from the time frame from when the new money would be released, to the closing, to the deadline to which you can exchange your money. Politicians will not have that window to amass as much money to use for votes buying and all of that. So all of this is supposed to come together and help the country. And then there is the likes of the finance minister, who in the first place does not even know about this. Now, that is supposed to be a very disturbing thought on its own. Who did not know anything about this Naira change? She heard about it just like you and I, right? So that happened. And another surprising turn of events would be the president's rapid response. Now, this is someone who has a thing for taking his time, or sometimes not even giving things his attention, his time. You barely will come out to hear the president responding to even how, when you have very travel, very serious situations, you won't even hear the no, oh no, of course, unless it has to do with other countries, then with this rapid response. When it comes to do with these matters of the country, of back home here, it takes his time. But he has come out quickly to say that the CBN governor has his backing, and people are questioning and saying, "What's up? What's up? What is happening? Is this their reactions?" Nigerians, some Nigerians say they want to print the new money enough, enough so that when they leave with the new money and they know that it will sustain them. No, there are a lot of theories, and you will not blame Nigerians for having this many theories. Nigerians are forced with a government that they do not even trust. So when they bring out something and you don't even trust if it is good or bad, all of us have to come and start. What do you think about this move now? That is the problem that we have with this. So let's catch submissions. What is that thing like Shegumi that you know about Nigeria that we do not know? We would like to catch reactions to that now. But Nice took us down this store. Well, we have all the stories to take. So let's tidy up on our stories. Let's finish up on our stories, and we'll come back. Now, something happened sometime last week that I wanted to okay, no, let's take that last. Since we are already here, let's talk about this one here. Since we are talking about the people in government. Now, Senate probes AGF, Malami, Attorney General of the Federation, Malami's ministry over 2.2 billion naira expenditure. All right, so on this story, we have cases of, okay, so let's see here. The Senate Public Accounts Committee has started investigating the 2.2 billion naira unaccounted expenditure allegedly collected by the Federal Ministry of Justice between 2017 and 2021 from the service-wide votes. The committee is currently going through the records of over 200 federal agencies that benefited from over 5 trillion naira that accrued to the service-wide vote between 2017 to 2021. The amount allegedly collected by the Ministry of Justice, based on the information available to the Senate panel, was not subjected to the scrutiny of the Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. It was also made available to the Senate standing committee mandated to oversight the agency. Members of the panel at its last sitting on Friday expressed surprise to see a line of item in the money collected from the service-wide votes in 2019 for capital projects, simply put as critical needs. I mean, how should a body just come out and say they need money for critical needs, just critical needs, and they come out and say they need money for critical needs, and a whooping 650 million naira, was earmarked for critical needs. All they said was just critical needs, and 650 million naira was the max for that project. When they were going through, now I'll try to cut it off as much as I can, but still give you the story here. When they were going through this to see however, there was nothing in the record of the ministry that showed the 650 million naira was received. Now, this money was released, but it is nothing, no record to show that this money was released to them. But the money was released from the security votes. Sorry, not the security votes. The money was released to them, but the money did not reflect in the Ministry of Justice accounts. Now that is being queried. Another 960 million naira is also being queried. Another 955 million naira is being queried. The sum of 955 million naira was given for a project, but when the account was checked, the money that came in reflected as 549 million naira. The money that was initially released for the project was 955 million naira, but the money that reflected in the ministry's accounts was 549 million naira. So a case of 406 million naira, all of this money are missing. Now, this and many more is what has brought about the total sum of 2.2 billion naira that so far is being queried, or questions are being asked, that where did this money go to? How is this money not here? Why is this money reflecting another figure? And now, yes, why is this one? That's as much as we have on the AGF story currently. Now, Nigerians are saying that this is the AGF. This is the man ruling the country himself. Do not expect Buhari to do anything about it. Buhari, they cannot do anything about it. They just have to sweep it. They just have to sweep it under the carpet, as usual. Well, as usual, concerning because of the person that is involved in this case. Now, moving on from the story, we'll be revisiting a story that we took on earlier on today, and that story has to do with the lady that killed her husband today. The lady that killed her husband, we took that story earlier on. She poisoned her husband. She said she doesn't want to be married, and that was her second marriage. And yeah, we are saying we should raise awareness for mental health and all of that. Now, before all of that comes in, these are stories, or these are words that are very familiar amongst us in our family. We know we have sisters who would leave their husband's house and say that they are tired, they do not want to go back. And like this girl's family, we always push them, or sometimes we push them back and say, you have to manage. Marriage is not the bed of roses, all of this talk. And sometimes we take them for prayers. And so that's just the same case with the lady of today. So while we are reacting to the stories and we are commenting, let's take our time to also look out for these patterns in our own family, in our own selves. Let's checkmate ourselves. How much can someone bear, or can someone endure a thing? Someone is in a place that they don't want to, they can't breathe in that place. And when they even come out to speak to us, we keep telling them, manage, be there. This person has done it, or say for the sake of the children. And then just one day, this lady said she dressed up. She knew already in her heart that she was going to the market to buy poison. She knew. Only God knows if it was even the man that gave her money, or it is the man's money, part of the man's money that she used in buying this poison that she used in killing the man. She dressed up, went to the market. In all of that time, maybe she was still contemplating if she should do this or not do it, but she took that trip. She bought the poison. She went back home and she gave it some days before actually killing the man. She was enduring. She kept, persevering. She kept managing herself. So, to what extent, and how many people have spoken to us? How many of our sisters, our brothers have said that they can't go on with this, or this business is stifling life out of them, or this house or this woman is nagging me to hell, and every time we are going to separate this couple, every time this pastor is going to are we not supposed to say, all right, enough is enough? Do we have superpowers from somewhere that comes upon us to help us to offload as much as we have had to bear. Or are we going to are we is it is are they all the case of mental illness? Are they all the case of mental illness? And before we have that structure, how do we take care of ourselves? Talking about how we take care of ourselves, we have this story on here of this group of young people out there. So this a girl who was allegedly forced into a prostitution in Port Harcourt, River State, has narrated how she slept with over 10 men daily. The minor, name withheld, is one of the 50 girls recently rescued from two brothels in the state by the Nigerian Navy. The Anambra Indigene told the news agency uh, told the news agency of Nigeria that she was trafficked from her village to work as a house help. One of my village women brought me and two other girls from our village with the impression that we are coming to serve in a hotel. Shortly after we arrived at the hotel, she went outside and excuse me, and collect money from one woman that was that was the last time I saw her. So the person that took her from her village told her that they are going to work in a hotel, restaurant job and all this mental job that they bring these young girls to come and do here. And she watched the woman go outside, collect money from another woman, and that was it. She actually watched herself being sold. She actually watched the process, but unknown to the naive, innocent girl, she doesn't know that the wickedness, the heart of man that is dangerously and desperately wicked has just caught up with that. Well, she says we also by wearing they seduce men after. Well, these are just young girls. I mean, looking out for ourselves, talking about family. What? Oh dear. Now, you know how we see all of these brutals, we see all of these things, and we don't even know that some of these girls, it is not until they take these people outside of the country that we'll know that trafficking is still happening. They go to pick them from this place and they make it look like they are doing their parents a favor, but these girls are here and they cannot go back, because everything is down here. The money that they use, they collect it from them. And look at, you say, we after seeing the men, they do a daily account of any money that they've got, and their madam sister calculates and give them the money. They stay in that hotel. They can't go, they don't go anywhere. They stay there, they are there. So they see the number of men or women that troop in and troop out. So they do account every day. And so yeah, that happened, and we have all of these brutals. We have them, and of course there are some that are there on their own independently. But you know how you drive through and you see some really young, sweet, innocent. You're like, oh dear, these young girls, what are they doing out there? Well, and I hope that the police will just shoot out this investigation, and let's see how many people are into this, are still into human trafficking and using them for all of these unpleasant things. And this is going to be the last story that we would be taking. And I hope this is the last story that we would be taking today. Okay, no, that would not be the last story that we will. Okay, that will be the last story. Let's leave that. Let's leave that at that. But please do want to remember the stories that we've taken here so far. The woman that killed her husband, she has gone back to her family several times, and they keep saying things like, go back, marriage is not easy, we have all been there, we have all been there, so take it easy, try. And I mean, these are the things we say to our sisters, these are the things we say to our nieces, these are the things we say to our friends. We need to truly look out for these people. Yes, we need to truly look out for these people. Maybe still being in the fire. It's not every hot water that cools down. Some hot water still have fire in them. It keeps burning. It keeps boiling. So telling people that are in situations like this to still be there, oh dear, we might, need to, think of, have a rethink about the things that we say to these people. We see a lot of spousal killings in Nigeria. Every time we are reading a news, it is either the husband is killing the wife or the wife is killing, and the frustration is now even being taken out on the children. So in the family units, we need to have these conversations amongst ourselves. I don't know, but I think back then, we used to have this family meeting. Yeah, we used to have this family meeting back then. Lots of times where people share their dreams, what has happened, what has happened. Do we not have, are families not having that meeting again? Are we losing our values as a family? And that is in turn affecting the community. Look at the boy that decided to kidnap himself and give his parents detention of looking for him, and the stupidity to go and report to the police that they cheated you after doing such a deal. Nigeria, my country. All right, that'll be all for now. Thank you if you're just joining. Welcome to the broadcast. Please do also like this broadcast, share, invite someone onto the broadcast, and please let us engage. Thank you very much. Okay, to everyone on the comment section, thank you for being here. Michael Okere, thank you. Let's begin to drop our submissions and our reactions to the stories so far. Brother Nice, good day to you. Let's have your submission.
Yeah, thank you, Midima, for this program, for this opportunity again. Greetings to my panelists, people in the comment section, to all the Niger Watch family. Nice. Yeah, let me say about that woman that killed her husband. You know, you don't force people to any marriage or relationship. This is the result of forcing someone. When somebody's heart is not in any way of involving he or herself into any relationship or any marriage, you shouldn't force that person. All those family that always tell their daughter, oh, go back, we have been there before, just go and manage it. This is the danger. They don't see those dangers. If that person's heart is not there, this is the repercussion of it. That woman now, she has been saying, meeting her parents, that she said that she don't want to do it. Her parents are trying to force her into it. Then she went to take the decision to poison the man, you know, which is this is a very big problem. You don't, this thing we are talking about, and we are talking about somebody's heart, feelings. This one is an example to all those people that always like to marry many wives, people that encourage many wives, many this, many that. They will say, oh, they don't want to stick with one woman. They want to have as much as they want. There are a lot of these women, when they are fed up in that marriage, some of them can take this kind of decision to eliminate the man, especially if the man is wealthy, you know, so that they will take possession of this of the wealth. So these are the dangers. That's the reason why we always tell people, marry the woman you love. And if the woman said she's tired of relationship, let her go. Don't force her to stay. That is just the truth, you know. That is for me. Oh, that's the only thing I will just say about that, because that issue is very complex. Let me speak about that other situation. These kids, this trafficking issue. Trafficking issue is a very complex issue as well. Even in this place in Western world here, that case is very, very difficult for police to handle. Because if you see that traffic things that you are seeing now, that child that you just talked about, if police want to start the investigation, you will surprise for only that one case, it will have almost about 30 faces. That is that you are seeing. It will link to different kind of trafficking. If they start investigation right now, you know, it's a very complex situation, that trafficking issue, you know. So they should do everything, do their best to eradicate it, but it's not easy. I don't know if they even have the resources to fight it, because trafficking issue, you must have a lot of resources. Even in this place in Western world here, some police, they will tell you that they don't have much resources to follow up the case, because when you start with one case like this, you will see different kind of connection to it. They can even start what is this thing? You will surprise. They will start the investigation from Nigeria there. That investigation will go and end up in South America. That is how diverse traffic issue is, especially when it concerns prostitution, human trafficking. So, now serious case, my sister. You know, uh, I think you said we should touch on that for now. That the rest is coming, right?
Yeah, and we have the Naira redesign. What do you think? Do you trust the government? You think this Buhari's led government is doing this in good faith of Nigerians, or I mean, you think
Okay,
it's
yeah.
otherwise?
Thank you for reminding me. You see this Shigumi that is coming now to say that you don't want you don't want them to redesign this naira. Shigumi has now become the spokesman of a bandit, of a kidnappers. That man, because he know that he's going to lose a lot of money. The money that he has shared with those bandits, he has no means to go and change that money to a new currency. That is why he's crying. He don't want them to change that money. That Shigumi, go and watch his history. The man is linked to all those bandits that exist in Nigeria, all the way from Saudi Arabia. That is where he started. He started the business of bandits in Nigeria. You know, even to Buhari, all those northerners, Fulani, all these things started from Saudi Arabia. You understand? This Shegumi that become a mediator between government and bandits. How did he acquire that power? If you don't have link with bandits, you cannot go and meet bandits in the forest. They will kill you. So for Shegumi to be going to the forest to dialogue with bandits, only that one supposed to tell Nigerians. There's a lot of Shegumi in northern part of Nigeria that have the same idea with those terrorists. There's a lot of them in the northern part of Nigeria. Even Buhari that is sitting in power is among them. You understand? So this banditry and terrorism is not going to end until Nigerians stop Fulani in power. If they don't stop them, this banditry is not going to end in Nigeria. I'm telling you. So Shegubi is crying. He's just crying because he knows that it's going to affect his pocket. You understand? What he's trying to do next, that is what he just came out to tell Nigeria.
If
If they
over
stop
time, sorry, but night. If over time, we the people of Nigeria keep saying that this Buhari's-led government is supporting terrorism, supporting the banditry, the terrorism, insecurity as a whole in the country, and they're also cashing out from it. Now, would this not affect their cash flow? So, if his government is saying that let's redesign the naira, as this would affect these people, as this would also curtail votes buying or vote selling during the election, and all of these things, this will be working against what they suppose they will allegedly have worked for over time. So do you think that if this thing he is doing, or his government is doing, is for the good of Nigerians or not?
Let me tell you, for Buhari to sign it, Buhari is trying to clean up all his mistakes because he know that all eyes are on him right now. He don't have choice. Even the electoral act that he signed, do you see the time it took Buhari to sign it? You understand? Because he doesn't have choice. When Nigerians were putting pressure on him, he know that Nigerians are all those things that we are saying right now. These people, they listen to everything that we say here in this platform. Even I just saw a video right now, about 36 be 30 something illegal immigrant has been arrested. That is what we have been saying here every day. From Cameroon, our immigration they just arrested them. They want to deport them back to. It's not every time. Yeah, I always say that they should start arresting them and deport them to wherever they come from. So that's to tell you that these people they're listening to what we are saying here. I just saw a video. They arrest those Cameroonians yesterday, I mean, before yesterday. Almost about 60 something Cameroonians, illegal immigrants in Nigeria. Have you heard before that our immigration used to arrest illegal immigrants? But why they are why suddenly they now start controlling immigrants? Because they see that Nigeria has been saying this. We have been crying, saying this over and over again. You know, Buhari that is saying that is signing all those things now because he knows that all eyes are on him. We have put Buhari on his toes. If he don't do it, everybody will know that he's working with he has the same idea with them. He's working with them. So for him just to wash his hands away from all those accusations, he's trying to sign anything that comes to his table right now to make sure that Nigeria will not blame him anymore. Because he has already done his, he has accomplished his mission. Somebody that just have 4 months to leave power. So definitely anything you tell him now, he will do it because
All right.
that's just the truth.
All right, brother.
These
Nice. Thank you
people,
for.
yeah, thank you. Let me just leave it for now for them. Thank you.
Okay, all right, brother. Nice. Thank you very much for your submission. James Morgan, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you. I see you too, James Morgan. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, I'm ready for your submission.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening to our co-panelists and viewers all over the world. First of all, let me talk on the human. I don't know if it is proper to call it human trafficking. The woman that said that she was trafficked. Yeah, it is very very difficult to believe these women that who always say they were trafficked. They didn't know what they were getting into before they left their places. Most of them actually are aware of what they were getting into. But when they are caught, they begin to lie against people that took them to such facilities. In fact, I see nothing wrong in that woman uh, saying no on the very first day. If she had raised an alarm that very first day, I think people would have come to her rescue. And now the table had turned, and she's saying she was trafficked, and she saw the woman collected money and all that. You see, most of these people, they are sent to them being trafficked in the very first instance. Because of the poverty that is ravaging the country, even their mothers will even be the ones, their mothers and their parents will even be the ones to approach the trafficker to take their daughters to somewhere so that they can go and make money and survive the family. One, look into this the family this girl is from. You find out that the mother is probably having up to 7, 8, 9, 10 children, and nobody has a craft, nobody has a handwork. Probably no one is going to school, and these people, you know that these people have been trafficked from mostly in the villages and in the very rural areas where the poverty level is very high. So let us go into the family of this girl, and you find out that they are so poverty stricken that they were even the ones that asked to be trafficked. These people are immigrating to other places because of financial reasons, not because they are just trafficked. Even some people would beg to be trafficked so that they have food on their table. So that's what I see. I see in that situation. But I'm not trying to say there are people that are not trafficked. I think it's just less than 10% of people that will say they are not aware. What is the age of this woman that is saying she was trafficked without her consent? What is the age? Somebody is probably more than 18 or 19, and she said she was trafficked without her consent. I think that would be preposterous. So let us interrogate her. I mean, the government interrogating her, digging further to one, her age, and was she working? Did she learn any kind of trade? Was she living with the parents? What kind of a family is she from? So those are the things the government is supposed to go into and find out how to rectify all these issues. But it's not going to be easy because the government is not creating job. There's no job opportunity. There are no industries. There are no factories for these people to work. So what would they do? Women, they have everything that they will use to make money. They just go into this prostitution and all that. So, and even the police that are going to investigate, that is where they go to, to relax sometimes, and they take these women one or other to other facilities and have fun. So it's not going to be easy. So, Brother Nice is right, but I think he's trying to compare the human trafficking abroad to human trafficking in Africa. I think they are quite different. But the ones abroad is high level, and the ones in our country is because of poverty. The way I see it. So talking about this Naira I think redesigning of the Naira, like we said before during the morning broadcast. So it's still very much opaque. It's still vague to me because the Buhari that has given the consent, I think they, in this kind of situation, they are supposed to discuss this issue like town hall meetings and all that, or put it on a national debate for people to look into it. We are not sure of what their intentions are yet. We just heard that Buhari has given consent, and the minister for finance is not aware. The minister of finance has even come out to say people should go against it. This is the minister and governor in the same government going against each other on certain issues, which shows that the regime is actually very confused, and it's time for them to leave. So we don't until they're able to tell us what their intentions are. We don't know what their intentions are. They're talking
Or,
about. Go
or
ahead, man.
even the fact that it is actually very disturbing because this is the first time that Buhari and the finance minister would not be in sync.
Yeah, that's what I said before, because rumors had it that they were very close even before before she was appointed the minister for finance. Because
Please don't go back there.
so yeah, they just removed Adeosun, Kemi Adeosun, who was kind of erudite. They removed her, and they just brought this woman, virtually unknown woman, and made her the minister for finance. Since he got in there, so it's like when Okonjo Iweala and the likes of Okonjo Iweala was there. Then we all enjoyed and understood what Minister of Finance used to be. Since this one came in, she has just been talking about traders' money, market women money, allocation. We were able to share so billions last month. Next month we'll be able to share. They just sharing and sharing. And so there was a time they invited her to National Assembly. When they were asking her questions, she couldn't even answer. Me, that is a layman in financial issues, I think I could answer better than her. So it's like this Buhari has virtually destroyed everywhere by appointing lopsided appointment, and appointing people that are not vibrant in the areas they are appointed into. Look at even when he appoints ministers. How can you appoint ministers? You're not telling us their portfolios. Is after the National Assembly has passed all of the giving the nods or whatever, then you begin to share them into. Some people will say they got juicy ministries, uh, as if these are ministries to be eaten. You say juicy ministries. You bring somebody that is a lawyer. You put him in engineering ministry, or minister for power and all that. So I don't know what is. They should be able to tell us what their aims are before we are able to delve into what their real intentions are. For now, I will have to stop here because we don't know. Okay, the issue of again, the issue of that woman that poisoned the husband. So I've been talking about this. I think if the woman had poisoned more people, I would have praised her, because she should have poisoned both the family members, because she cried to them. She went to them several times. She was pushed back. And if you look at the reason why she was probably being pushed back, because of the poor financial situation of the family. Look at how, if you dig into the family now, you'll find out that probably the father is a Muslim. Sorry to bring religion in here. Married to so many wives and so many children. The parents will even celebrate when she gets out of the house. Nobody wants her to come back because she has nowhere to stay. So they will always tell her she has to persevere, she has to endure, go back there. Nobody cares about what she was passing through. She was passing through that tremor, and yet she will be pushed back to that hellfire she was experiencing, to the extent she will run away from the house, go stay in uncompleted facilities for about a week or two, and yet they will catch her and take her back home. I think she should have even poisoned the families that were pushing her back too, poison a lot of them. You know that when if things you know it goes out of hand, that is where the government will take it to the National Assembly for discussion. I think this issue has not. I wanted to aggravate more so that these people with mental health issues, so that the government can look into these mental health facilities on how to establish them and take care of these people. I sympathize with the woman though. If I'm a judge, if she's taken to my court, if I'm a judge, I'll just free her on the evidence that she's mentally imbalanced. She was traumatized, and that is why she took that action. And men too, we should be very careful. We are not supermen. The woman is brought to you. That woman is not a slave. You should be able to profile the woman and know the kind of that man would not even care. Even that man may be having like 2 or 3 wives, and he wants to make this one fall because he wants to be praised by these local people in the village. He wants to be praised. He just because he is
Actually,
a, it's a big
actually a second wife, and
what.
she was kind enough to say that the husband was very caring and there was no problem at all. That it's just her. She just cannot stand. She just cannot stand the whole marriage thing.
Yeah, there's something we have to look into. What is the age of the husband and what is the age of this woman? We have to look into a lot of areas. Is it that the man just want somebody that will take care of him when he gets old? He's not thinking about the woman. He might die at any time, and the woman will live up to maybe 30 years after he's dead. Who takes care of this woman after he's dead? The women, women are very sensitive. They think about all these sensitive issues. You cannot just take a 30 years old man to a 70 years old man because your religion permits many women. So there are a lot of things to look into. Then the government should swing into action and put proper solutions to look for solutions to all these issues. Marrying of so many. What is the age? So and this poverty does a lot. The father would not. They don't even seek the consent of the. Go to the villages in Edo State. The father, they don't even seek the consent of their daughters. They just call the daughter, hey you, Isoken, you come here, you come here. They will even ask the man to which one do you want, and they just dish out the woman and so that they reduce the burden in the house and all that. So thank you very much.
All right.
Mr.
I know.
Kennedy, Mr.
Yes,
Kennedy,
sir.
please, let me ask you, Mr. Kennedy, a question, quick. Mr. Kennedy, will you keep a girl or a woman that does not like you? Will you force her to stay or will you leave her to go? If it's in your shoes.
Mr. No, that's Mr. Nice, right?
Yes, sir.
Our discussion is very broad. I'm very educated. I live abroad now for 31 years, so my answers might not be relevant to a lot of people. A lot of people are these people now, they are in the village, not somebody like me. So I'm a very civilized human being. So a woman that doesn't like me, how is she going to even come to my life in the first place? It's not possible. You understand? You have to approach a woman. The woman must like you, love you before you take the woman in. So this
Okay,
is
that
an
is what I
easy
want
thing.
to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah,
That
yeah.
might, yeah, that is what I want to hear. All right.
All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Kennedy, you did not drop your reaction on
Yes,
Shegumi's concern.
yes. Shegumi has been like this. Probably, you see, these politics these people are playing. The politics they play. Like I said before, they said these northern politicians they are very good at politics. But for me, I see their politics has been archaic. The politics that is drawing us backward. Anybody can play that kind of politics, but it's taking us backward. The South plays sophisticated politics, but it's not working. It's not working for us. Look at Shegumi might be against it, and Buhari is supporting it, so that they divert our attention from knowing what is actually going on. So that is the kind of politics they play. Shegumi has been going to the trenches to negotiate with these people. Well, what has the government done about it? Have they, used Shegumi to reach these people? So this money that has been, you see, when money is being paid, ransom is being paid to terrorists in civilized crime. What would they do? Because they go to the bank to withdraw this money, and this money the bank, the central bank takes into account the serial numbers of this money, and this money is given to the terrorists. This money will not just be in the bushes or on buried under the ground. They are probably taken to banks somewhere to be saved. And the moment this money gets to the bank, that is when the bank allows the security agencies that the money is already here, and those people are apprehended. So what is the government doing? Sheikh Gumi is just an ordinary. He's a sheikh. He's a Muslim scholar, so he has right to negotiate. We cannot kill him for negotiate. But what is the government doing? Has he ever been interrogated? There are a lot of times this man has made some comment, very incendiary comments, and nobody has taken him in for interrogation. Nobody has charged him for a hate speech. And whereas Nnamdi Kanu has been there for making hate speeches or whatever, and even when the court said he should be released, the federal government refused to release him and all that. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things going. Me, I don't blame Sheikh Gumi because I never elected him to be a leader. So there's somebody we elected to be a leader, somebody that has been adjudged to having a PTSD, and he's still there, doing what he knows how to do best. So I don't blame Sheikh Gumi. So all these things they are saying is just I think they are just deceiving us, both the central bank governor and all of them. These people, they want to change the money. They know how to change their money. They can call from the home, and the central bank will take the money to their home and take the dirty ones. And so Nigeria is a Federal Republic of comedy anyway. So that's what I have to say about it. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you very much. Thank you so very much for being on here. All right, we'll move to Mr. Chubuzo. Mr. Chubuzo, please unmute your mic and proceed with your submission.
Yeah, thank you, Emma, again. Thank you, everybody listening, and thank you, everybody on this platform. You know, let me just start a little bit with the boy that kidnapped himself and the report himself. You know, that's to show you that these boys are just a kids. They don't know what they're doing. For the fun of it, they did it and they fought for it. That to show you how inexperienced they are into the game. But they will mature in this game later in the years because of lack of discipline, lack of parental maneuver, lack of a kind of education. Then and the kind of thing happening in Nigeria: no job, no identification, no security, no hope. So a lot of people now are signing in for what they call it, terrorism and the kidnapping. So it's not their fault. It's a fault of the leadership. Then the other person who traveled from Lagos to Enugu, the same thing applied to the person. The person was running from the bandit. On the way running, he doesn't know that the bandit, they are up and down. If they were lucky, they didn't even bomb them on that aircraft. So, but they managed to land. They apprehend them on the ground because they cannot escape it because they were waiting for them. So, lack of leadership, lack of security, and there's governance in all these places, police and the rest of them. So, nothing done to that. So, come to Sheikh Gumi. What happened to the guy is, I don't too much blame him. He's consigned. He's consigned because this is this is the department he represents. I don't call him a terrorist, but this is the department that he represents. Don't forget, he's a negotiator from the government to the bandit. He's a negotiator. I don't blame him. He's not a state actor. He's just a common negotiator. So he was very concerned because if you change this money, it will affect the transaction of the so-called bandits. So he was just putting it as a note so that Nigerians should be aware. But that will not make Nigerian government not to take a decision. Criminality, bandit, negotiating cannot stop Nigerian government not to do what they know is going to benefit Nigerians. If the kidnappers like, let them collect the old naira. If they like, they can still keep you there until the old naira fade out. They can still do it. So it's not a new thing for them to do. It's a common thing. They can do it as much as they can, because what the federal the central bank the central bank governor is saying is, he said that, look at the reason. He said that they want to flush out those people that dig money on the ground. That is his reason, to flush the people who have a lot of money they put on the ground. They want to flush them out, which is a lie. Then they want to fade out to the old note, because when you go to the bank, maybe you collect like 1,000 or 500 naira. The note is very old. Now they want to fade those notes out, but they forgot that they did not build an institution that preserve these currencies. We don't educate the market women. We don't even have access bank where these market women can be able to do their transaction. So even though you change this new note, it's gonna be the same thing. Now we're just wasting our talent and money on that issues because there's no institution for that. Then if we want to combat terrorism, kidnapping, what we do right now as a Nigerian, we do what they call cashless country. We have to do our currency cashless, so that a granite seller can carry a POS machine. A market woman can have POS in his or her own table. Why this thing is important? Bank need to allow this thing to function. When it function, so that kidnappers is gonna be very hard for kidnappers to extract money from people, cash. If they kidnap you, they know what to do with you. Even though you want to do that transaction, then it have to be somebody's name. It's gonna be very easy for the security agent to get you. So if you create this institution, make people aware of all these things, give them POS, make sure that those POS are there, then we have a cashless country. We won't have all this insecurity, extracting money from people where and there. That's the only way I know you can stop all these things. Just like the way we are using our card all over the world, we can do it. It's not like it's impossible. We can do it. So that is where we are getting it completely wrong. Even though we do these things, it's still not gonna work because a lot of things is involved to it. Central Bank Governor, Minister of Finance. I spoke this thing last time. I said she may not know. It's true, because there is agencies that supposed to relate this matter to her. That listen, before they will make that decision, there will be a kind of meeting between the minister, the central bank governor, those people who play active role in this sector. There will be a meeting. But what happened in Nigerian case? This is a constitutional. It's just it's inside our constitution. The governor, the central bank governor, can do it with the president, just with the president, without any other party knowing. They can do it. It just only concerned to call other people that is concerned and say, look at what we are going to do. And immediately the president say, yes, we can go ahead. And that is it. The Minister of Finance may not even know. Because the president have that of finance.
Okay, so yeah. to clear the air on that, talking about our stance on that. So I got to know that from the Ministry of Finance, they have a representative from the Ministry of Finance who is a member of the board of trustees right there in CBN. So it is not possible for the woman to say she does not know, by the virtue of her office. So when she's coming out to say she does not know and she's telling the people to fight it, what does she mean? That's the bigger picture here.
Know. Yeah, people didn't know. Really? She didn't know for who.
She's the head. She's the one heading that department, that Ministry of Finance. So there is no way that people under her would want to take such drastic. We are talking about the Naira change. It is not
Yeah,
possible
don't
that she
forget
does
that.
not.
Yeah,
She
don't.
probably does
Yeah, don't.
not agree to the cause, that she cannot say to us. That's why she's coming out to tell us to fight it. But she cannot say that our office does not know. That's her coming out to lie. And the way they just come out to
Okay.
lie to us blatantly is a problem.
Yeah, there is a member from the Ministry of Finance. Central Bank is an independent. It's completely independent. They may do their things, take a decision without the Ministry of Finance knowing about it. It's there in the Constitution. So now, what happened is they did this thing, but before they do this thing, the Minister of Finance, the cabinet, have to send delegates to finalize all these things in place. Then after that, the minister is not a must that she must be there. Then after that, this message have to go to her. But now, what happened in this Nigerian situation, whether that parties they were there or not, I don't know. But at the end of the day, this very woman does not know what happened under her ministry. So, and the people who are much aware of this thing is the central bank governor and the president. And that is where you see the president come out and said, well, I know everything about it. There's no problem. Everything will go accordingly. They did not prosecute the Minister of Finance, because that is a write-off, whether she's there or she's not there. As far as the president agree, everything will go accordingly. That's my take for that.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Chibuzo. We'll move on to some other person. Thank you. I will just add a piece to what Mr. Chibuzo just said. So regarding this one, what I think my submission is, she probably uh this, she's probably obviously she's not in agreement with whatever motive, sincere motive that has brought about this Naira redesigning, and she's not aware of it. Now she wants to use the power of the people to make this not happen. That is what I think, because she, in her office, in her capacity, she cannot stop it. So she wants to use the people and coming to wash her hands off. And I'm here thinking, all those 20,000 naira traders money, all those money that you chose to give to people by cash instead of doing transfer where records and data can be preserved, you rather use cash. So I mean, is this one of the reasons why you, finance minister, does not want us to change our, madam, if you have cash that is somewhere, bring it out now. Okay.
Yeah, you see what I was telling you. Hold on. You you see
Okay.
what I was telling you. I said that for us to succeed in a cashless country, wipe up this corruption, we need to allow bank need to allow people to own POS. Any small business, they need to obtain POS so that people can do transactions very quickly or easily. It's simple
But
as that.
people,
If we
but people own, but people own POS over here.
No, it will be a mandatory thing. You see,
Oh,
leadership is all about
mandatory.
you
Okay.
need to mandate things. You need to enforce it. It's not about talking about it. You need to enforce it. Make sure that what I'm doing is going to be active. If you don't force it, people will be reluctant doing what they are doing the best. Even taxi drivers, they will have a POS everywhere. As far as you are a vendor in Nigeria, big or small, you must.
All
It's
right.
a
All right.
mandatory. You
All
must own it.
right. Thank you very much. Let's move on for the sake of other people. One year, James Morgan and Juno Che. Thank you for being on this broadcast, Mr. Juno Che. It's good to have you here. Pepper them with love. Your Monica, I love. How are you doing? It's good to have you here. Good morning to you too. Welcome. Please do also like this broadcast. If you are yet to, please take out time to like this broadcast, share, and do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. I beg, we dey try. Please support us. Thank you very much. James Morgan says, the finance minister must have hoarded money to finance her husband's gubernatorial election. The woman outburst shows that she has something if the currency is redesigned. And Jonoche says, to me, she is not happy because Ghana must go jumped her. So the people that are calling out, but these are people who seem to, have been working hand in hand with the government, with this government for the past 7 years, and they are the ones against this. So what is happening? The government is now going against itself. So, like, PDP and APC, especially PDP, should we be expecting some call out and some should we be expecting somebody to pull a wiki on Buhari's government? One of these people. All right, Michael Okere says they sidelined her, the finance minister. Okay, let's catch more reactions on the Naira redesigning. What's your reaction to this? Do you trust the Buhari's government, or are we in God's hands on this Naira redesigning? Okay, Mr. Chris George, welcome to the broadcast. Let's have your reaction, please.
Okay, thank you everyone on the panel. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me move first from Sheikh Gumi. I want to ask a question. In a scientific class, a person that's taking observation, what's going on in scientific room, recording everything happening, recording the analysis, and also the role that plays in scientific role, you take all the analysis. The person, is he part of the scientific team or not? See, let me tell everyone here, we just deceiving ourselves. We Nigerian, we just deceiving ourselves. Kidnapper, every time kidnapper. But in Nigeria bank is one of the strongest bank in the world to penetrate, to hack. Nigeria is one of the strongest bank to hack in the world. Also, it's difficult. You can penetrate other banks, but it's difficult for you to penetrate Nigerian bank. If no one give you vital information to hack any bank in Nigeria. Number one reason is why Nigeria is using BVN, which is very strong. Two, Nigeria is using their own personal phone, especially Glo and other network branches more than other country. I was in Kenya in 2017. Yes, in Kenya, there's network called Safaricom. This Safaricom, if you use this network to commit any crime, whether kidnapper or any act of crime, when you use this network die call, the authority will arrest you there, the officers will apprehend you there, because your location is showing there. The place you die the call is showing there, is recording on their machine. Even though you move out from that location, you did that the call. When they are doing that using in Safaricom, they will arrest you immediately, because they are monitoring you there. But in Nigeria, we have Giro, we have MTN, we have so many networks in Nigeria. Okay, Giro owned by by a Nigerian man. This network owned by a Nigerian man, Nigeria is using VPN, also IP. And also, Nigeria do what they call NIN just now. So, all these things Nigeria is doing, when you buy network SIM card in Nigeria, you will register this network with all your informations. Still, they are kidnapper. See, we are not ready to fight this kidnapper. Even the terrorism, it will take Nigeria 30 years or more than 40 years to defeat this terrorism, because we are not ready. Because if we are sincerely ready, these people will be apprehended. Immediately the kidnapper will be apprehended. I remember how Peter Obi put street law when he was governor in Anambra State. Before he left the office, Obi are not come acted in that law. When you do kidnapper, you will be arrested, you will be killed, your house will be what? Demolished. That's how this the governor eradicate kidnapper out from Anambra. Maybe the kidnapper still now, or current now, because of the situation of country now. I don't know. So we have all these strategies. Two, Nigeria has what is called Nigerian satellites. But all these things, we're still hearing kidnapper today in Nigeria. We are not ready. We are not ready. Because Nigeria Bank, BVN number, you cannot do top rent twice in Nigeria. This top renting, you cannot do it twice. Now, once you will do it, when you go to bank, they'll ask you, have you do BVN before? When you say yes, they can use it to open almost 5 bank accounts for you. But today, Nigeria are suffering heavy kidnapping. Why we are the same in Nigeria? We are using the kidnapper are doing call in the same Nigerian location. Why there are so many computers office in Nigeria, in our government offices? We are not ready to fight. Because if your government are ready, who will apprehend these people? Because oga of officers are behind this. Because if you are not behind this, these people will be eradicated. They are not intelligent to arrest these people. They are not intelligent at all. Because how can you tell me in our country we are suffering heavy kidnapping issue today, and people are still here complaining, and officers said they don't know how these people work? How? So this is issue of kidnapping, and our government are just reluctant of that. Try and do kidnapping in Kenya today. Use their safari account and do call. You will be arrested immediately. But we have all this. We invest all this slavery, still not available today. So I'm not what government are saying concerning kidnapper, heavy insecurity. Government are behind it. Because if the government are not behind it, it cannot last more than 24 hours before they will get arrested. In case of Minister of Finance, you see, we Nigerians are just killing ourselves. Because this woman has a secret agenda. Maybe a pack, one of Ghana must go back in his house to cheer during the election. I said it before, the newspaper review. And all the political elites are behind her. Who doesn't want to cheer money, use money, corrupt everywhere during the election? So, whatever he is saying, he want to use public opinion to behind her agenda to complete her. Because he has major secret agenda. Maybe you want to run senator in next coming election. So he will use the money he is storing to do what? To cheer to the people, to the poor masses. So that's the issue we're having today. Again, in issue of the woman that poisoned her husband, see, let us not pay deaf ear to what's happening in Nigeria. So many marriages in Nigeria today have issues because of two, they are not go marriage counseling. They are not in courtship because their parents forced them to marry. Again, poverty increase in Nigeria because, especially the rural areas, when you go to some village today, you can see many in the family. There are almost 10 in the family. Without a family planning, a woman can a man, a family can just give out to 10 children. Maybe out of in that 10, 4 are girls or 6 are girls. Without a proper planning, you can't plan for future of the people, children you are giving out.
All right, Mr. Chris George, you have to round up, please.
Okay, so I'm not blaming a woman because I don't know what led her to that social emotion. I don't know what causes it, but taking human life is very bad. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your submission. We'll move to Mr. Nsibidi. Mr. Nsibidi, welcome to the broadcast. Please take it away.
Yes, thank you, my sister. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud.
All right, yes. So, well, I think for this, let me start from this issue of a lady that has been, is it kidnapped? Is it trafficked? Yeah, from what you read, I understand she's underage, right? But you see, at the same time, uh, underage depends on how old. Because, like what is it Mr. Ken said, some of these things, please, we should learn to also teach our young ones how to take responsibilities, um, especially in the kind of environment we find ourselves. Thank God it's not a case of, some people were kidnapped and, hidden somewhere, tied. You cannot even see the sunlight. It's a situation of you are being brought to do a certain kind of work. And even if you were brought when you were underage, at a particular point you realize that, okay, if this is not the life that you want, there are other things. There are ways to escape all those things. I'm sure you see police officers every day passing through the place. I'm sure there are churches around. I've never seen anyone that ran to a church and maybe talk to the probably the pastor, whoever is in charge there, about their situation, and the pastor will just chase them away. So please, uh, some of these things, to be honest, it all depends on the moral background of that person. The moral background. There's some things that no matter what situation in life, you will never find yourself doing. Some people will say they will rather just leave the earth than do some things, But unfortunately, maybe because she's young and all that, but at the same time, I was also young. Most of us were young. I remember the first time I left Nigeria, I was just barely 18, you know, and although the situations are not the same, to be honest, I can't compare myself with the lady. But at the same time, I remember in that process, I was with a particular relative, and I was not comfortable there. I stayed for some few months, and nobody told me before. I was like, okay, let me just go see this other relative because I was also trying to finish my schooling. So let me just go see this other relative outside the country, and I walked towards that, and I left. So my point is that we should learn to take some things, responsibilities by ourselves, and just try our best not to fall into some kind of situations. And the law enforcement, obviously, they should really crack down on this kind of brothels or whatever they call, all these places. They should be able to investigate who are those people working there. Are they of, I don't understand this country, to be honest. You know, they should be able to go into all these motels. These are not underground brothels. These are brothels that have even sometimes signboards. They should be able to go there, do investigation, find out who are those people working there, how old are they, and even have private. This is how it is done in every part of the world, including here in Africa. Go to South Africa, go to Namibia, go to this is how it's done. Go to Kenya. You can't find any of these things, you know. But unfortunately, we are seeing all these things. People are passing, looking at the brothels. You see young person say, "Hey, you see that small girl," and you walk past. How is it done? Something like that. Once you see it, the next thing it should be you call the authorities. Please, you people go to this place. I saw some people that are, that look like they are so young. Please try and investigate and know what is going on there. This is how it's done. But unfortunately, our people, we just, we like exclaiming, "Hey, my God, oh," then we leave the people to continue with their life. No, please let us be part of the solution. Then, uh, okay, sorry. Then also, the issue of, sorry, Emma.
Gumi?
Yeah, I think if it's possible, just
Okay.
let me come back maybe after the next person speak, and we'll just round up.
Okay, no problem, Mr. NCBD. So we'll move to Mr. Tunanja. Mr. Tunanja, please.
Yeah, thanks, Ima, for having me and everyone. Greetings on the panel, the chat, and the viewers. Yeah, about the lady, since that's where he stopped. I think that it's quite, for me anyway, it's not very confusing. She's going through some things, and she decided to take somebody's life, and which is also not right to do. You can hold the family accountable, you can hold the husband accountable. There are a lot of people you can hold authorities accountable. But in the end, when you take somebody's life, there has to be consequences. And I don't know how we can release somebody like that because we don't necessarily know the full motivations behind it. Maybe it could be a mental health situation. Maybe it could be something else, and it will be irreparable to have somebody that has just. And from what I gather, I think it's through poisoning, and that takes planning and decision. to do that. Somebody that has, cold-bloodedly did something like that. If it was like, out of rage or something, then maybe one can say, okay, yeah, that's just um, a kind of act, yeah, like manslaughter or something like that. But this was something that she planned for whatever reason. And if she had the time to plan it, like CBD was saying, she could have gone to so many other institutions. And taking somebody's life in such a way just because you don't like men, I think that is not a good excuse to kill people. It's like a man killing a woman that I don't like women, that's why I just killed them. And take my time to plan the poison and poison her. That is not meant to be. So they can look into her psychological state, and then the due course of justice has to take its place, because we have to also understand that we have to set an example. Because if you don't set an example, then there are there are a few men that wouldn't be sleeping easy today. You don't know what is out there. People listen to all kinds of things and take encouragement from situations. So that we don't want that to be the case. So that is that on that on the lady. Regarding the central bank one, I do know why the central bank did what they did. I think even the reasons I gave here was, I just checked it online. It was basically the same reason that the central bank gave. I didn't even need to check it before I knew why they did it. The finance minister, you can argue that, yeah, maybe the finance minister should be fired because they are all in the same area of the economy, just out of courtesy, but it's not required. And I think I noticed that Buhari is doing some weird stuff recently. He commissions things to be done because the CBN took permission from the president to do this. So he commissions things to be done. He doesn't consult other parts of his own ministry because he is in charge of the finance department too. He didn't bother to let her know for whatever reason. We don't know why he didn't let her know. And the same pattern, I see the same pattern even in the health, in the oil sector. And why don't you guys ask yourself, who is this people? Whom are these people releasing this report about oil theft? Are they not part of the government? Why are they releasing it? It tells you that there's something going on. It's like there's a struggle in the system. Some of them are calling others out, while others are trying to cover it up. That is, or they are just competing against each other, looking for a way to hurt each other in the eyes of the public. Whatever it is. But there is something going on because that report that a House of Representatives wrote, somebody commissioned that report for I think with $5 million for them to carry out a long investigation into oil theft. And they investigated so many countries from China, I think India, America, all that we sold to all of them. It was all collated, and the amount that has been lost were collated. Somebody did that and released information, and that person was commissioned by the government, the same government. So it tells you that something is going on where the ones that are doing all these things, they are competing against the ones that either want to take over what the corruption, or they want to reveal them, or in a way maybe try to stop them or something. But it's not clear cut that that actions are sinister. At least we are getting to know these things. Somebody decided to hire Tom Polo to do what Tom Polo is doing. You see that? So we have to be looking at finding out what is their motive for revealing this information now, and should we applaud them for revealing this information so that we can plug the gaps? And so these are things we have to contend with. And for me, I'm convinced did it out of just trying to be good to Nigerians, because it could be a struggle among the top when they want to, when one wants to wrestle power from the other one, or wrestle, where they are stealing money from the other one. They will act as if to reveal them in public. Then when they discredit those ones, and then they will take over. So that too could be the dynamics that is going on. But the truth is, it is happening. And for me, I think it's a good thing that those things happen. We should be shedding more in some of all these shady deals that are going on within the government. And for better or for worse, maybe Buhari, if it turns out that what he is doing is laying the groundwork for someone like Peter Obi to take over and his job, then maybe it's not a bad thing that they are doing. Because if someone like Peter Obi takes over with all these reports that is coming on, that will come across his desk, he can't ignore them. And clearly, there's a lot of top people that are involved in criminal activity in Nigeria. I don't know why people call it corruption. It's criminal activity. They're thieves. They're stealing from the people, and they are getting away with it. Nobody's holding them accountable. No names are being released, and the theft is such that is just out of this world. Level of theft. Even if there is the little money we get, they are still stealing that one too, and they are covering up for each other at such a the scale is so high that if you want out, you might actually have to clean out all the politicians at this rate. It's just too bad. The good thing is that some of them are fighting back. Some of them are saying, you know what, this has gone on too much. As a matter of fact, I think the journalist that was questioning the guys, the reason why they are revealing now is that the corruption has gone so far that the ones that are corrupt they are making more money from Nigeria more than the Nigerian people itself. That's why they are pushing back now. So that's how indecent the level these people have descended to. And I hope that something good comes out of it. And I don't know, man. You can't blame people. You can't blame people necessarily for not paying attention all the time. But one has to hold like some key institutions accountable, like the NLC, the ASUs, the Pengasons, all your institutions that are meant to be monitoring what the authorities are doing. They are supposed to be the ones keeping an eye during the time when there is nobody watching anymore. They don't come out and tell anybody anything. Why does it take the federal government to release this information? People really wonder, how is it that the federal government is the one releasing the level of theft that is going on? What is NLC doing? NLC should be able to track Pengasin that are responsible for distributing petrol in Nigeria and all the rest. They should be aware of what is going on in the country. Even if it's just a charity, you can look up information. You can look up how much oil is leaving Nigeria and how much you're getting back. Nobody bothers to check it. Can you believe that when they are supposed to pay us $20 billion, they give out $13 billion? Nobody picks up on that. Don't blame the everyday man in Lagos trying to make ends meet, or woman trying to go and sell food in the market, or whatever they are doing, for not knowing this. But how can Pengason, how can this NLC, even ASU, even if doing it as part of dissertations or some kind of year project or PhD, how can they not notice this? That every year the money we actually sell is not the one we are getting back. It took this House of Legislative investigation to reveal that. And what that tells you is that the corruption is not only here, it's also happening overseas, where the money exchange is happening. Because they know they are supposed to pay us with something billion. They pay us 60% of it, 70% of it, and our politicians don't argue with them. Why? Because they too get a kickback.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Mr. Niger. Thank you very much. And a big thank you also goes to Mr. Jonoche. Thank you, Mr. Ofole. Thank you for the donation. Thank you to each and every one of you that has donated on the broadcast today. Thank you very much. And a big thank you to you. God bless you. Thank you. And to those watching, thank you for being here. Please drop your comments as the conversation goes on. Please drop your comments. Let's engage this conversation as much as we can. Mr. Insecurity, are you
Yes,
available?
yes.
All
Let
right.
me just quickly round up. I think I've already spoken about the young lady who was rescued. So I think the next one is the issue of this Naira changing. You see, the thing is that if the federal government at this point is telling us that they don't want the thing to be changed, and CBN, I think with the track record of the government and all these people, I think we'll just go with CBN, to be honest. But unfortunately, some of these things do not uh, do not work. I wish we have these things working. Now they might tell us they are trying to change it because of security and to be able to track people that have stolen money and put money in their house, or kidnappers and all that. But if there's a track record of these people actually, keeping true to their word, and really, if any of these things has been working, we'll all be jumping on this idea. But all the same, they should. I think it's a good, it's a welcome development, to be honest. That's just my own my own view. And all this, you can even tell by the people coming out and distancing themselves. Sheikh Gumi, that, oh, if the kidnappers find out that the money has changed, they'll start asking for dollars. So what kind of country is that? Okay, I don't know. When do Sheikh Gumi start talking for kidnappers? Exactly.
So we should consider these bandits in making national decisions.
Imagine
That's what.
that. And this is somebody that is in the public domain, even being interviewed by this.
In CBD, sorry. Ima, what did Gumi say? I didn't catch that. Sorry,
Oh, you didn't?
I
Okay.
didn't.
I'll try to have that on here. He's saying that the federal government should reconsider this, and that if they go on to do this, that the new currency will make kidnappers start asking for dollars. I mean, you already know that some of the kidnap victims are Nigerians, that they have to, scamper for money to make up to the outrageous amount that they are always asking for as ransom. Now, when that happens, by the time you're done getting the dollars, you now want to go and change the dollars. I mean, the exchange rates and all of that. So that would mean that if Nigerians are not able to, be able to pay these people in dollars, we would see more kidnapped victims being killed.
That guy is a man. I don't know what to call him. He's just an idiot, really. Why would anybody say anything like that? You begin to you factor in your decision making. You factor kidnappers into it now in terms of economy. Madness. I don't know where their brain comes from. It's okay. Sorry about interrupting you in CBD.
Yeah, no problem, man. But so it's just quite I don't understand it, but this is the only thing. This is what we are saying in Nigeria. You understand? So somebody is now coming out speaking on behalf of kidnappers and telling them that they will ask dollars. And well, okay. So then this other issue of I think there was one other topic I really wanted to speak on that. I don't know how it escaped my mind.
Is
There's
it
one
the
other.
young boy that kidnapped himself alongside his friends to
No,
demand
no,
for
yeah,
ransom?
yeah. I think I remember now. It's the issue of the woman who,
Holding a husband.
who killed her husband. Well, the thing is that these people that keep on telling spouses to stay together no matter what, without trying to really address the issue or understand the issue that these people are dealing with. Sometimes we think we are doing. Just not too long ago, I was telling another another lady, of course she's aged, and I was telling her about, don't get involved with these people because you don't understand what these people are dealing with. If anybody tells you that that this is how they feel and they feel like they need to go somewhere for a while, just allow them go. Don't. I know sometimes it's like, oh, nobody wants a family to be apart, to break and all that. But at the end of the day, sometimes people need that space. If these people have refused to go and go for therapy or counseling, or whatever, inviting a third party to come and assess their issues, then you should be able to allow these people take time apart from themselves. So please, life is more important than all of these things. There's no marriage in heaven, no. There's no marriage in heaven. So people should understand that and try to seek help. And when a lady is running away, don't just assume that this is some bad character, rebellious woman. No. Sometimes, okay, you're running away. What happened? Ask. Call the man. You people understand. If they are willing to work it out, they'll work it out. But if they are not willing, then please let them stay alive for their children, you know. So please, it's just this, the news is getting too much, and I don't know what is happening. Every now and then you hear about somebody, taking the life of their spouse. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
All right, Sensibility, thank you very much. Thank you for your submission. And yes, I tell you, it is almost, very soon, if care is not taken, we'll be having a national emergency on, this spousal killings happening in Nigeria. It's really worthy for us to have these conversations. Let's not forget that before this person or these people became husband and wife, they were first daughters, sons, brothers, sisters, yes, friends, neighbors, and before they became husband, wife, and their parents. So let's see how we can truly help our family members. Let's see how we can help them. That family meeting where you people do 30 minutes, 1, 2, 4, even 5 hours. I don't think that truly solves the problem. Let's change our ways. Let's change our methods. What we have been doing so far has not been helping. Let's try to do something new for our sake. And while we are willing or yielding to help other people, we need to look out for ourselves too. We need to have these conversations. We need to look out for the signs, just so that when you are derailing. Like this lady, I'm sure this just comes off as thoughts. Oh dear. Let's take this comment from Tunanja. It says, if the lady poisoned her husband, that takes time to plan and execute. She should be assessed for mental health and prosecuted if found to have capacity. Yes, okay. Now we are begging or calling on the government to have structures, that deals with mental health to the people. So please, my good people of Nigeria, let's keep raising awareness. Let's keep checking ourselves. Please. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your comment, Mr. Sunaija. And we've taken these submissions, this conversation on the Naira redesigning. And as we can tell, there is more than meets the eyes on this Naira redesigning. So, are we going to be hopeful that the finance minister, is just going to pull a wiki on this Buhari's government? This would be like I don't know if to say this would be a dream country, but it would definitely be a good thing for Nigerians if somebody is willing to spill and let us know what truly this rush for the Naira redesigning is all about. And also, we've taken story about the young boy Emmanuel who connived with his friends to be kidnapped just so that he could rip his father of 1 million naira. Well, his friends raped him by deceiving him, telling him that the father paid 500,000 naira against 1 million naira, and Emmanuel took himself to the police station to go and report himself and his friends to the police, that this is what we did, and my friends, thinking the police would go and arrest his friends. Oh dear. Before our youth will now start, we take time to be smart or to know the dynamics on how to go about kidnapping people. Please, can we put a stop? Can the government, can everybody just put a stop to the whole kidnapping thing? Our young ones are looking forward to becoming experts at this. So can the government, stop with all the, it's amazing, and it's really insane, everything that is happening right now in our country. Thinking about the government, stopping this kidnapping, putting a stop or fighting it squarely, putting a stop to kidnapping, and looking at the young ones starting. Now, what are we going to say about the likes of the ISWAP and the ISWAP and Boko Haram that would have the guts to be fighting on the Nigerian soil? What are they? They are fighting for sovereignty on our. I mean, two these are people we don't even want. Like our government cannot even fight them, and then you are dealing with that. The finance minister is coming out to say fight the government against this, and then the CBN wants to, in a space of 1 month or in a space of a month plus, change naira. If the new naira is going to be out in December 15, and you have until January 31st, 2023, that's less than 2 months for people, for something that has not been done in 20 years. You want to do it. We've not known the government to be this efficient. So let's see how, I mean, if they are going to be efficient on this, or if it is going to be or if it's going to be chaotic, I mean, as usual, with all of the processes that they usually will bring out, and how Nigerians intend to survive this period. I don't know what we are going to be waking up to with the dollar, and also other currencies. And knowing that we deal with most of the things we deal with, our day-to-day end use are being imported, and we know that all they need to do is just to say that dollar is now 800 and something naira, and the man at the store that has had this that has had goods in his shop for over 2 weeks or 2 months would be selling at this new price, and he has not even gone to the market. So all of this, the government, have they considered the people who are struggling, who are there in the floor selling their petty markets? I mean, so are we going to get to the time where people will go to their markets, will go to their shops, and nobody will come out to buy something because times are hard, or because Nigerians have come to that place where you have most people, the average, the middle class, are not eating once a day? All of these things are going to affect this naira change that we are not willing to have this conversation on. All of these things are going to these are going to be things that are going to come out of this. And today we are talking about foodstuff. A bag of rice go for as much as 43 to 45,000 naira. Oh dear, Mr. Kennedy, now is a good time.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Emma. I just have a suggestion, if it is possible, about this Naira redesigning. I think it's time for our embassy to step into the fray. If it is possible for all Nigerians having Naira notes at their disposal, like I think that was the day before yesterday when Mr. Naja watched or raised alarm about how much he has with him now. That money is probably going to be wasted. For me, I have about 250,000 with me. I just confirmed that today. If it is possible for this money to be deposited at our various embassies and get the equivalent of currencies here, or any country we reside, and so that the embassy will in turn take this money back home and change the money. I think that is one of the reasons why the embassies are supposed to be important to us living abroad. Otherwise, all this money, they are going to be wasted. I'm calling on the embassy to mop up all these naira, this currency in their various countries, and make the exchange for them or for us, and take the money back home. They have a diplomatic way of taking out this part. They can parcel them diplomatically, take them back home, because they have every opportunity to do that as government authorities, and make sure we are not in debacle, because Nigerians they always put us in all these problems. They don't even care about us. So please, if it is possible for Nigeria Watch or whoever authority want to call on the embassy to mop up this naira with us, and give us the equivalent in the various currencies. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you for that. That's a very that's something that we should be talking about. The federal government, what are your plans for diasporas? That I mean, people cannot be rushing down here just to change what they have, and they're rushing back to where they are based. So, what are the plans? I mean, these are conversations. You see, that's and I don't think that they have this factored in. But if anybody has an information on how they intend, or the consideration that they have for Nigerians in diaspora, how they are going to get, let go of the ones that they have, of the soon to be illegal notes that they have, for the right one, what their plan is, and that's it. Okay, we'll make findings on how this, and we'll get back to our family out there in the diaspora. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Alex, how are you doing today?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I greet the people on the panelist section and those on the comment section and viewers worldwide, and the owner of the platform, of course. I greet those who are contributing to the success of this platform and who are advocating for the poor, marginalized, brutalized, shattered Nigerians who cannot fight for themselves. So for me, I've been listening. I wanted to stay on the sideline to just listen, but something prompted me to to just log in and make a contribution if I'm allowed. Can I go on, Miss?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. For me, for Gumi to have the right, to have the nerves, to have the bobs to come out, to make such treasonable felony comments, that means that they should consider kidnappers. They are going to be asking for dollars, and that is in a sane system, like in the Middle East or in Asia or some parts of, if not all Western world. This man should have been taken out by snipers. Who cares for the country? I'm not advocating for violence. That means he's telling us to have a department of kidnapping in the country, a ministry, just like Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Sports. So we should have a ministry for kidnapping, to be consulting them before we make our decisions as a nation. Guys, whether you like it or not, we do not have kidnapping in Nigeria. We do not have insecurity in Nigeria. We do not have bandits in Nigeria. Your government, your leaders are the chief kidnappers. They are the chief killers. The killers are in the federal government. They are in the presidency cabinet. They are in the Senate. They are among the ambassadors. You don't need to tell a blind man is raining. A lot of us are educated. We are smart. We have our brains intact. What gives this guy this right to talk like this? People are backing him from the presidency. People are backing him among the governors. People are backing him among the senators, among the rep members. That is just the fact. How can a man be doing this? I don't want to really dance to the gallery. We have to consider the plight of the Aminu Kanu Kalatawas, the hoi polloi of the Oduduwa Republic of the West, or the Abriba of the eastern part of this country, or the Nusesa of the Benin Kingdom. The poorest of the poor cannot even stand the whips, the scorpion. A king once said in the Bible, my father ruled you with whips, I'm going to rule you with scorpions. Is what we are seeing. Under Jonathan, we complain about corruption. Under Obasanjo, we complain about whips and corruption. But now we are seeing scorpions. So the people kidnapping people, imagine the Abuja Kaduna train kidnapping saga. It generated 6 billion naira. Guys, put on your thinking cap. How can you withdraw such amount of money without the collaboration of bank managers, CBN governor, CBN staff, top politicians, governors? At the time, a man paid 200 million naira to set himself free. Where did that money come from? Whose account? And in the same country, we have DSS, who have intelligence. We have NIN. Before you get your SIM card, they said everybody should register their SIM card. So these DSS are only good to go and kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. They cannot trace where these bank accounts have been, where these monies are going to. America is using their satellites to monitor phone call conversations, telling us about the threats coming to our country, and we are pretending we don't know that our governors, our senators, our presidents, the vice, our ministers are all involved in this thing one way or the other. We don't have kidnappers. We don't have insecurity. We have leaders who are creating insecurity to continue making money, to continue borrowing money. During the colonial era, they have different colonial masters have different ways of ruling countries. The French will use policy of assimilation. The British will either use direct divide and rule or indirect rule. What our government leaders are doing, they are doing destroy, kill, and rule. While we are complaining about security, that they've created, they are busy borrowing money. I'm not sure some of you are aware that last 1 week, they borrowed $1.8 billion from Arab Bank from the Middle East. It was led by Osinbajo and the finance minister. So they just throw insecurity for us to start deliberating. They just throw out one thing and they are doing their thing. History will not forgive them. Nemesis will catch up with their family members. That's why I don't pity people when they go through things, because you don't know what their ancestors have done. Because God said, I'm a jealous God, visiting the sin of the children, on the parents on children to the third and fourth generation. Be careful what you do to people when you are in authority. That position you are, God puts you there. Don't live life like this. People are wallowing in abject poverty because of the actions of these wicked men and women. We gave our vote. They came to campaign to us. They came to lure us. They deceived us. They scammed us. Now, They are using weapons against people, kidnapping students, raping women, slaughtering people. People are paying ransom. And a man is coming out to tell us that we should consider kidnappers while redesigning the Naira because they'll start collecting dollars. That man should be behind 12 feet by now if it is the same country. Whether it's done by government, whether it's done by people who care for the country. I mean, the country is too bad. Like someone was saying before, the country is, it's madness. It's madness. And we see people like that walking scot-free, taking pictures, doing selfies. Guys, something is not right. This set of leaders we have from A to Z, maybe with few exceptions, they are the ones creating the insecurity we have. The redesigning of the Naira, for me, probably they are getting at themselves because of the political divide. Because this side have collected so much money, this side want to punish this side. That is what is about. You cannot redesign money when things are bad. You should be creating factories. You should be equipping strengthening your institutions, empowering your institutions. You should look at academic and infrastructural decay in the school sector, in the universities, in the secondary schools. You should be looking at roads and how we can have a transparent and fair elections that is coming. Not about somebody coming to tell us that we should consider. Guys, pass this message to Mr. Gumi. He should just ask the government. They should create a ministry of kidnapping and give it a portfolio so that we will just know we have a ministry that's responsible for kidnapping students, raping women, hijacking of railway in a country that has DSS, that has SSS, that has the largest infantry military-wise in the whole of Africa. A country that contributed to the peace many other parts of the continent is enjoying today, joining the peacekeeping missions of the 90s, 80s, even the 70s in Congo. So guys, Nigeria is too big to be threatened by internal miscreants. I call them dirty miscreants. A group of Boy Scouts can deal with this Fulani herdsmen if things are done fairly. But when a thief is helping you to look for what he stole from you, you can never get it. Your leaders are the ones kidnapping you. Buhari, Osinbajo, the ministers, the senators, our governors, they are all part of it. So you can never fight it for now. Let's hope Peter Obi comes in and they all pack their baggages and go. And let me tell you, if Obi is sworn in, many people are going to be, just before the election result is going to be made public, many people are going to evacuate the country. You are going to see them disappearing because all their strongholds are going to be liquidated. So that comment Shishel Gomi just made, they shot themselves on the feet. They are the ones kidnapping people. They are the Buhari interest he's the one empowering them, obviously. Because how can you tell me, as large as we are, we cannot contain criminal? I remember in the late 80s, growing up, a group of armed robbers left in Benue State those days, in the Midwest, under Babangida regime, led by Florence, what's his name? Florence Anini. They were terrorizing the whole nation or the whole part of this area. It did take 1 year for Babangida to get them down. So what is going on? I remember a president of a nation was having a drink with Obasanjo in 2003 or 2004, the president of Djibouti. It was announced in the news that his government has been toppled. Obasanjo asked him to continue eating. He sent military men to go and negotiate. When the talk broke down, he sent them and they brought those guys down. He reinstalled the president again, a whole Nigeria. What more can I say about the greatness of our military might? You see the things we did in Liberia or Sierra Leone? There is no insecurity in Nigeria, guys. Your leaders are the ones kidnapping you, killing people, borrowing money, afflicting us with pains. Our currency now is almost zero to Zimbabwe. It's almost like Zimbabwe currency. The weakest of the whole world is gradually getting there because they made up their mind to destroy and rule. So guys, it's just a pity. The only rope holding this country together now is Peter Obi, because Nigeria has expired. We are consuming an expired product. It causes sickness. The whole country is sick, and we have sick men who want to be president at their old age, in their 90s. I mean, guys, I'll drop it here. Thank you. I'm still here.
All right, Mr. Alex, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. So you don't think that this is in good faith for the people of Nigeria, this new move by Buhari's government?
Which of the moves? Is it the redesigning or Shewugumi stuff? Which one are you referring to?
Redesigning of the Naira.
There is a game, but it's going to backfire on. Do you know what it is to print currency? Printing of currency, even the old one you have that you've already set things in place over the years, is still very expensive. It's the last resort. You don't do it in economics. It's very deadly, very dangerous. India Army did it in Uganda in the 70s, those days. Till today, Uganda has not recovered from that economic damage. There are other ways. You explore other means. What do you have to give to the international community in terms of exports and trade? Where is our cocoa? Where are our granules? Where are our pepper that we used to export to the Western world and to some parts of South America? Where are our plantain? Where is the agriculture of this country? Our rubber plantation, where are they? These are the areas you use to cushion the effect of economic problems in the country. Even some countries are even exporting professionals and they get taxes from their salaries. Where are our doctors, our professors, our poets, our book writers? Where are they? We have a dumb skull set of government leaders. These are leaders that don't know the meaning of governance. They come to power by the barrel of the gun, snatching of ballot boxes. Last 5, 10, 20 years of democratic rule. They don't know. You don't resort to printing of, you only do that, okay, dollar is being redesigned sometimes. America prints their dollars themselves, and they are world power. They have a lot of exports, technology. They have a lot of things. They have reserve. You cannot be talking about redesigning of currency. It's a bad move, and it will backfire on us. I'm seeing the dollar and naira going to 2,000 naira very soon.
Can I ask you a question, Alex? If your currency...
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening. I was expecting you for a very long time. I'm listening.
So regarding the currency, don't you think that it makes sense to do this, because this is what countries do because of counterfeiting? That's one major one. If people are counterfeiting your currency, then you want to thwart it by creating a new one.
Can I answer you now? Can I answer you?
Yeah.
I was expecting you even before I started talking before anyways. I'm not against that. I'm not against that. It's like you give birth to a child. You've not about baby food, Pampers, Medicare. You are talking about enrolling the child in the school. Nigeria has pressing problems. Who are involved? Who are imagine 300 students have been kidnapped and they're asking for ransom. Students are asking, the kidnappers are asking for 300 million. We should tackle the nitty-gritty, the basic things first. The major problem now that is scaring investors away is insecurity. Who are the chief architect of insecurity in Nigeria? They are in the presidency and you know it. They are in the Senate and you know it, my dear brother. We are not quarreling. We are just stating the facts. So currency redesigning is not a bad move, but printing of currency in any way is an economic sabotage. It has its own devastating effect apart from America and the United Kingdom. What I expect them to be doing now, like they're exposing oil theft, they should be tackling security, parading suspect nationwide, apologizing and healing the nation. Nigeria is bleeding. Have you bothered to ask me? Have you bothered to ask me what is the plight of the parents of the brother that was lynched publicly up to now? Your federal government has not said anything. Have you asked about their plight, my dear brother? The country is bleeding.
No, I just want to focus on this currency. What is the downfall? That's the downside of reprinting the currency. Just explain to me where the damage is being done if they reprint the currency.
For me, printing of currency is more expensive. If you are printing 1 billion naira, for example, you need it, from what I was told by economics and by those in that field, experts. If you need 1 billion naira, you need to spend close to 2.something billion. It's expensive. Do your research. India Army did it, and it backfires.
In the context of CBN, it doesn't cost them anything in terms of the economy itself to print.
But are you aware a renowned technocrat, Obaseki, Edo State governor, complained last year that printing of currency is taking place in Abuja and it's bad. for a bad economic policy.
Okay,
Go and play that video. It's on YouTube.
That is quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is different from what they mean is that the bank is injecting money into the economy. That is what he's referring to there.
But he also spoke about printing. And finally, let me just round up, sir. Let me just round up. Shehu Gumi's comment shows that indirectly there is a department of kidnapping and ransom collection at the federal government in Nigeria, and your leaders are the ones in charge of kidnapping, slaughtering, and hijacking of people. Thank you.
Mr. Alex, I think you're juxtaposing two things here, right? There's a kidnapping issue, yes, that's a separate thing, and there's CBN redesigning the currency. Okay, I'm a certified accountant, and the main reason why the CBN is saying we are redesigning the currency, 80% of the Naira is not in circulation. People are holding it. They are not in the banks. They are in people's houses. So when you have 80% of the money supply in a country out of the banking system, that is not good. And yes, there might be other issues with the redesign in terms of, okay, there might be a high demand for dollars, which is also wrong because we have dollarized our economy. I don't know why we have this huge affinity and demand for dollars when our local currency is in Naira.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you for that point. Thank you.
People are also holding dollars. People are keeping dollars in their houses. People are keeping dollars. I don't know where they're keeping it, but not even in their accounts. What we keep blaming our government or leaders. What about us? We are doing damages to our own country and to our own self. We are dollarizing our economy. We don't need dollars in that country. We don't need dollars because in Nigeria, we don't spend dollars. Even if you bring it, you must convert it to Naira and give me the equivalent of that dollar amount in Naira. What are people doing in dollars in that country? It is not the fault of the CBN. Let me land.
Can I ask you? Can I answer you, sir?
No worries. 80%, which means in the country, 20% of Naira is in the account and circulating, and 80% is being hoarded. It is dangerous. They have to redesign it and bring that money into the banking system so that we are fighting inflation. Yes, there might be as a backlash because Naira has devalued because of the huge demand. These people holding the Naira are now going to go and get dollars.
No, sir, I will not agree with you on that. Can I disagree with you on that for a minute, please?
Wait, let me finish, right? I think the CBN would have fought this on two face fronts, right? Redesigning the Naira, and as well as reducing the cash circulation or withdrawal or deposit of cash into any account by individuals and businesses. We must move from a cash economy to a cashless economy. Now, if you want to bring the factor of kidnapping, at least if you want to go and withdraw cash from your account, you must explain. Here in the Western world, you cannot, if you bring in cash, you would explain where you are getting it from. And if you do not explain properly, and even if you do explain, suspicious transaction report will be filed on you. And intelligence agencies will begin to look into it. We must imbibe that.
Can I answer you now, bros? I need to answer you before I forget on the point that you just hinted that I need to also interject you on that as you did, as I was also corrected at a point. If the weakening of our Naira, for me, okay, let me just quickly anchor the Western world so-called. If you carry a certain amount of money, you have to explain. Forget that. For me, that is hypocritical because they are the ones accepting the monies, the millions of dollars our wicked leaders are bringing to the Western world. But those laws only work on ordinary people. But when the wicked politicians from third world countries like Nigeria come, they give them tea and coffee and they collect this money made for development. So that's another thing. What is weakening our currency? Two things. Number one, the incessant borrowing of money. Number one, with the incessant, if you borrow money to consume, it's a very dangerous and a dumb thing to do. And two, the lack of exportation. They've closed down. They've killed almost all the industry. I mean, all the macro and micro, businesses.
I have to interject.
From me. No. You spoke for 1 minute.
I have to
you spoke for 1 minute. All the money is borrowed. All the money is borrowed. Where are the monies? Where are the monies borrowed?
We are the ones killing our economy.
Our leaders are the ones killing the economy. They are wicked set of people. They need to be publicly executed. These are men that have sworn that Nigerian poor people will never enjoy anything about democracy. They take their children abroad, go for medical care abroad. Everything is in comatose, my brother. So let's call a spade a spade.
Our leaders are not from Mars. Our leaders are Nigerian.
Our leaders, some of them are not bad. Some are very wicked. We need to take them out. That's just it.
Hold on. Let me discount what you are saying. We are the ones killing our economy. The average Nigerian's love for imported products kills our economy. What is an average Nigerian doing with Uncle Ben's rice when you can eat Abakaliki rice? What is an average Nigerian's love for Kellogg's when you can take NASCO? What is the average? Why would an average Nigerian go to get Balenciaga when you can go for Abab-made products? What is an average Nigerian doing with Gucci when you can go and get an Abab-made purse? We are the ones killing our economy. We are ruining our economy for the love of Italian goods.
I disagree with you that nations exchange goods, my brother. Nations exchange goods. Our number one problem is our wicked leaders, our dumb skull leaders. My dear brother, where are the borrowed money, the Chinese loans? Where are they? Where is the budget? Yearly we have 6 trillion as our budget. Where are the monies borrowed? Where are the monies borrowed? Where is the oil theft? Who are the ones stealing our oil?
We are the ones stealing.
Our ordinary Nigerians have nothing to do with government. They voted.
We are the ones killing.
All right, Mr. Alex and Mr. Emeka, please let's allow orderliness, take its course on this broadcast, please. Let's give our submissions seemingly one after the other so that we can actually hear. Right now, it is not a case or a function of who is right or not. We want to learn. So let's learn from this. This shouldn't just be some arguments. Teach us. Bring your facts, and let's learn.
I want to teach now. I have 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes and I'm off. I want to teach.
Okay, 1 minute, please.
Please, I have 10 minutes. I really have to go. Can I just round up?
Hold on, please.
Just 1 minute and I'm off.
Okay, just hold on. When you give your submission,
please, can I have 1 minute and I'm gone, please?
Gentlemen, please, when you give your submission, know that people are out there ready to learn. Please, thank you very much. All right, Mr. Emeka,
can I round up?
Yeah. So we have dollarized our economy because of our love for imported goods. We have local-made capitals, but we prefer Italian-made products. We have people who can make local products within our economy, but we prefer outside products. You hear people giving ridicule shame on Abab-made product because they feel, yes, I have accumulated some form of wealth, or I'm doing better, I have a better job. I want imported goods either from England, either from Italy, either from Germany. These are what are killing our economy. And because of that, our local-made manufacturers cannot compete anymore, and they're out of business. So when you are importing these products, you must get dollars. Dollars is the currency that is valued for other nations to accept. When there is a huge demand for dollars, the naira would devalue itself. We must at some point reduce our love and appeal for foreign goods. Now, it's a shame Kumi is saying that kidnappers will go and start taking dollars. It's actually a shame. And I would hope that the CBN governor will look for a way to make our country a cashless economy. And in such a way, you cannot withdraw large sum of cash without giving explanation, or introduce large sum of cash into the country without giving explanation. I support the redesign of the currency. 80% of the currency cannot be outside and be hoarded. It is a shame to us. It is resulting to money supply inflation. So we must, yes, it will come with some form of pain, but we must at least appreciate what the CBN governor is doing. We must bring that money back into the economy. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
All right, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I see you're bolting
Please,
out of
can I
here.
round up, please, Miss?
Coming in. All right, Mr. Alex. All right, no problem.
For me, I think we should be asking ourselves what these leaders have done with the monies they borrowed so far from in the name of this country. The salaries collected by senators is among the is the highest in the whole world. Not even American congressmen collect that. The Brazil loans, the African Development Bank loan, where are the World Bank loans, IMF loans? Where are these money? Who is even dollarizing our economy? Is it not our leaders who are using dollars to play politics in their primaries? Did you travel, or were you not in this world when PDP, APC were doing their primaries and dollar was reigning as if we are in America, that their national currency is dollars? Now we want to blame the citizen for buying goods. I mean, British people buy goods from America. Americans buy goods from China. So what are we talking about? Blame your leaders who are giving powers to one Gumi to be advocating for terrorists. Would that happen in a safe country like France or America? So the earlier we start realizing the true enemies we have, people who steal our money and go abroad and stack them in foreign banks, who killed our economy? What happened to agricultural sector? What happened to the security? What happened to the education of our children? Imagine for 8 months they've been down. Redesigning Naira, for me, is not a solution to the Nigerian problems. Tackle insecurity. Bring back farmers to the farm. Naira is not a Nigeria problem now. Bring back farmers to the farm. It has its 10% advantage. 90% is a bad timing. The nation is bleeding. People are being kidnapped left, right, center. Who are those behind the kidnapping, if not the federal government? Now you want to blindfold us with redesigning of Naira. What are you designing? Is Naira clothes? Is it a pair of suits? Or a pair of jeans trousers? So all those cashless, treat the foundational problem. Provide electricity. Probe what is happening behind electrical darkness. Insecurity. Nigerian Naira is not our problem now. Look at now, students are going back to school. They are already kidnapping them. What about that? Deborah was killed, broad daylight. What about that? Abuja maximum security prison was destroyed. Who were in charge? Where are the suspects? Were they paraded? What about that? A train line, a whole train carrying 900 passengers was kidnapped. People were killed. They paid themselves with 6 billion naira. Who are the ones behind it? What about that? Why are we hiding from the truth? What are we hiding? I dare to say that the people behind the rottenness in Nigeria are the likes of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, Obasanjo, Theophilus Danjuma, Buhari, and these wicked old cargos, old rats, calling the rat outside that there is food at home, bringing people from Niger and Mali, Somalia to kill us in the name of bandits. So redesigning Naira is just something that we don't need now. Tackle insecurity, provide jobs for people. Our doctors are leaving the country. Face the economy and face the country and develop it squarely. Stop playing games. So what does the Naira got to do with those students who were kidnapped just last 3 days here? So guys, the games they are playing, we know them. There's no kidnapping in Nigeria. There's no killing in Nigeria. It's leaders, Buhari, CBN governor, the ministers, the senators, governors, they are the one kidnapping and killing people and taking ransom. That's just it. Redesigning Naira is just a distraction. You do not put food on a common man's table. We don't need English. We need employment. We need food. We need salaries. We don't need all those English about dollars and economic bravado. We don't need all those cacophony now. We need to fix this country insecurity-wise. Is the life of the dollar now or redesigning the Naira now more important than the life of Nigerians? What are you talking about? So guys, the truth is that your leaders are intentionally putting security on you. They are the ones giving gun. How do a Fulani bandit get AK-47? One AK-47 costs about 500K in Nigerian money. Recently, it has gone to 750 from my findings. And they have more than 2 million of these guns with them. Who are giving them these guns? They are your leaders. They are using every time they want to do something bad, they show us something to be debating about. Like one time it was get your MIN. Now it's Naira designing. Guys, they should protect the country, protect the farmers, bring back our farmers, fix our refinery. Let us start having export. This is the only way to strengthen the currency. These guys are the ones killing you, your leaders. Get your PVC and vote them out. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Alex. Thank you for that. Also, King is not here anymore, but thank you also for that, King Maker, for coming in and dropping your perspective. Okay, it's amazing that we have. It's good to know that we have that perspective and we have this other perspective. All right, a big thank you to each and every one of you on here. Also, thank you very much. And Mr. Makirabo says our leaders are fault for the bad situation. And Jacob D, how are you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. He says some of these people coming into this panel has been paid up by those wicked politicians they are supporting tactically. Okay, Johnson Emmanuel says most Nigerians just talk for talking's sake without evidence and full of speculations. All right, thank you. The comment section has been very engaging. Michael says, Michael, how are you doing? Good afternoon to you, sir. Good to have you here. Says, how many Nigerians has seen, how many Nigerians has even touched dollars? So apparently, a lot of Nigerians are calling out Shegumi and say, you do not have the interest of Nigerians at heart. You are more of you've related with these people so much that you look out for them. Okay, so this Naira redesigning is is, I think, for clarity's sake, right? I've been saying this since morning. Let somebody just pull a wiki, from Buhari's government and begin to reveal to us the things that we should be knowing already. And in all of this submission, there is something that I've noticed. Nobody's saying anything about the banks. The politicians, I mean, where do they get don't they get the money from the banks? Or could this be the money that I think Mr. Alex talked about, that they were printing somewhere in Abuja? Is this, I mean, so for a politician or aide, goes to the bank and take all those money, the bank, they don't say anything. Are they not also part of the problem? Are they not also part of the problem? I mean, you go to the bank. I have had cases where I've gone to the bank to withdraw some amount of money and I was not even given. They say I'm not allowed to have that much money. I had to show them the receipts, what I needed to pay for and all of that before I was grudgingly my money. It was not even a loan. So you have that happening to people, you have that happening to people. Then you hear that some people have Ghana must go. How did you get the Ghana must go of money? What did you say that needed? These are also questions that we should be asking. What's the Central Bank of Nigeria? What role are you playing to these politicians that are going to bury money, or these other people that are going to bury money? They are not having that conversation. And the people that, then there is a bigger case of the people into money laundering. And of course, they'll say, you see, it's not just about the politicians. There are big and top shots here that would not want this Naira redesigning to happen. And then the president, I don't know, we are not so much used to you, looking out for us that much. The president, we are not the presidency. We're not used to you looking out for us that much, taking care. So when you come out and you're giving approval to this, that is supposed to be like a good cause, and you're also coming out to say that you're to assure us of your involvement, that's almost like too much for the president. You see, even better, we don't have enough time to have this conversation as much as we should, or we will continue this conversation with our 5 p.m. broadcast. So one or two things that has been said here that that does not settle or sit right with you, go make findings. So when we come back in the evening, you will be able to speak with the right information and knowledge. Check out the website of the CBN. These informations are all there. Every question you would need or you might need, and also check out for the plans that the federal government or the CBN has put in place
for Nigerians in diaspora, you know, that has the Naira on them. I mean, if you collect all of that money, it's going to run into billions, I am sure. It's going to run into billions. I mean, we've not done this in the last 20 years. So people that have money on them over 20 years that has not been home. All right, thank you for being on this broadcast. I move over to my panelists. Honestly, the issues of Nigeria sometimes you just have to keep taking deep sighs just so that you can catch your breath. Thank you to my amazing panelists on here for today. Thank you for education. Thank you for your submissions on here. Thank you to those on the comment section. Also, thank you for your comments. It's been very engaging, and I see all of it. Thank you very much. Mr. Chris George, we've come to the close of this broadcast. This will be your final submission, please, in 1 minute. Okay, I'll be moving from Chris George. I'll go to Mr. Tunanja. Mr. Tunanja, are you still here? Mr. Alex? All right, thank you very much.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
Alex? All right, yes, I can. Okay, so this is your final submission on the broadcast.
Yes, my final submission is that we should just hope that Peter Obi comes in, and while we get our PVCs, continue the conversation about his campaign promises, about his antecedent and his verifiable credentials. He's the only one we have now. It's like among the three thieves in the Bible. I mean, three people on the cross, not three thieves. The three people that are on the cross, one was Jesus. So I will go for Jesus on the cross. So Nigerians, the common Nigerians are not Nigerian problem. The problem of Nigeria are the wicked leaders. Nobody should come and brainwash anybody on this platform. The Nigerians are not the one borrowing your money and stealing it with their fat salaries and allowances, holiday trips, and so on and so forth. A former senator has 24 cars. Exotic cars in his compound. Is that also Nigerians that are doing that? Those cars were bought in dollars in foreign countries. Dino Melaye, he has 11 Lamborghinis, 6 Ferrari, and so on and so forth. 3 G-Wagons. So and this is what they all do. So why are you blaming common Nigerians for being Nigerian problem? Because they buy Gucci, they buy designers. A lot of them also go for locally produced goods. Your leaders, we need a set of leaders that are patriotic, that have love, that have compassion for their fellow citizens and their fellow human beings. What we have now is a set of killers, a set of kidnappers are in Aso Rock, and they are in the Senate, and they are in House of Rep. They are among the governors. Some of the governors are also involved in this thing. They are oil theft, crude oil criminals. These are the kind of leaders you have. Nigeria sent his team to go and cover a road that's been constructed somewhere. His cameraman was almost killed by a House of Assembly member in Edo State. These are the kind of leaders we have nationwide. Killers, aggressive men, wicked men, dark-minded men. So let us wait next year so that these guys, these wicked men and women will pack their bags and their stuff and leave the government house so that a new crop of leaders can spring up for a new Nigeria. So guys, don't blame Nigerians. Blame your leaders. Nigerians have suffered from the bad policies of these men. Thank you. Peter Obi, all the way. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Tunanja, are you here? Mr. Chris George. All right. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Alex. It's always a delight, I'm sure you know, to have you on the broadcast. Thank you very much for coming in. Do well to follow us on our other programs. If you are yet to turn on your notification bell, please do so, and also take out time to support us. But I was actually going to say take out time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are yet to, take out time to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lumbo. Thank you very much. Dr. Gomez, how are you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. So yes, I'm giving a special shout out to you, and of course to Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much for being on this broadcast. That's not true.
King Emeka, you can't possibly want to come back into the studio. We are already rounding up. See, King Emeka, this is a general announcement, right? So we would be having this broadcast. We'll be having a continuity of this conversation by 5 p.m. during the discussion. Yes, I mean everybody should be talking about this right now. And the audacity,
thank you for the announcement.
no problem. Please
thank
a
you very
minute. I believe you can hear me, King Emeka. All right, just a minute, please. And the president of Line Mohammed to come out and say that to Nigerians of what of what his concern should be, saying that. So all of this and more, do well to join us by 5 p.m. today. Do well to turn on your notification bell, please, so you hear us, so you know when we go on live. All right, King Emeka, you have just 1 minute.
We try as much as possible to always demonize our leaders. Our leaders, like I said, they are not from Venus, they are not from Mars, they are Nigerians like us. And many times we find Nigerians going into leadership. Maybe one day or sometime in the future, you yourself, Ima, or Mr. Alex would go into leadership. And I hope maybe they themselves will be able to take some criticisms that is being melted at them. I keep saying this from a macroeconomics point of view policy. We are responsible for our economy. We have a huge penchant and love for imported goods. We prefer imported rice than local made rice. That is why now we are trying to get rice mill in to be built, because we keep importing from Thailand. We don't want Abakaliki rice. We say it's dirty, it's stony, but we could refine this. But now with what the Buhari government is doing at the administration, we now have at least 7 rice mills. I think one is already in Lagos, if not 2. We must reduce our demand for foreign goods. Right now, we have lots of people who are going for masters outside the country when we have universities in the country. But it's being disguised as running away out of the country. What do you think it does to the Naira? When you are looking for foreign currencies, your demand for foreign currencies just to leave the country is huge.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Emeka?
Please, can I talk? Please. You've been making false and wrong comments. Our love for foreign goods is too much and it's killing our country. I just checked. Yesterday, dollars was 800. Today, dollars is 806. Because people are running around. These people who are holding this money are going to change it to dollars. They are destroying our country. We're destroying our country. We are destroying our country. The kidnappers are not the leaders. The criminals are not also the leaders. The guys who rob banks are not leaders. All the time we keep demonizing the leaders. When we ourselves, we are the ones kidnapping ourselves. We are the ones killing ourselves. We are the ones not making progress for the country. Where we have lack of revenue and lack of resources to tackle this thing.
Miss Ima, can I say something, ma?
200,000 policemen to police 200 million people.
Miss Ima, can I say something, please?
We keep demonizing our country. We keep demonizing our country all the time.
Miss Ima, can I say something?
No, Mr. Alex, allow him finish. All right, Mr. Emeka, are you done? Please round off your submission, rather.
I don't like it. We keep demonizing our country. We are the ones killing our country. Is Buhari the kidnapper now? You said Buhari is the kidnapper. Where's your evidence that Buhari is the kidnapper?
Miss Ima, can I bring out my evidence now?
We should stop it. People, we have thieves in the country. We have criminals in the country. We have people who are buying things in the country who will not patronize locally made products. And we are killing our company, and we still want the government to come and solve it. When the government is coming, inflation is going up, interest rate is going up. We don't want to buy
Miss Ima, can I come in?
All right, King Emeka. All right, Mr. Alex, please, you have 2 minutes for your submission, and that's going to be it. We will continue.
I am very surprised because people are benefiting from the bloodshed in the nation. They call white black. I'm very surprised. So, Dino Melaye, a former senator, is he one of the ordinary Nigerians who is showcasing 24 exotic cars? What are you talking about? A former governor was granted presidential pardon for stealing hundreds of billions of naira. Accountant General was also paraded for stealing 80 billion naira. What are you talking about? We have a set of leaders that go to borrow money without without sampling public opinion in a democracy, and you are blaming the common Nigerians, you are blaming the workers who are buying their goods and services. What do you change first? If the first thing you do in a country is to protect your country internally and externally, which one has your government done? We purchased 12 fighter jets, 12 with Nigerian money, valued at more than $6 billion. Where are those fighter jets? Turkey is giving us drones and jets. Look at the paradox. Because some of us have family members in government, we are just being one-sided. God will judge us. The God Almighty who made the whole world will judge us. The blood of the victims, if not all the victims will judge us. Who are the ones responsible for kidnapping? Which set of miscreants can be more powerful than the federal government? Why are they pretending that they don't know who are involved in these things? Did the Kaduna governor mention that he knows where these bandits are? He used to meet them, he gave them money. Did you travel from this country? Why are you lying in the public? In the public space? How much have you been paid to defend criminals who are ruining the economy on a daily basis? Mention one senator around the world that gets paid more than Nigerian senator. What job are they doing there? Guys, we know the real criminals. You cannot confuse us again. That is why you see the emergence of Peter Obi is being warmly welcomed by the whole nation. You cannot stop us. Attempting to tamper with the result of next year's election will kiss Nigeria goodbye. We are waiting. We are not coming with flag and songs anymore. We are not coming to sing national anthem. We will be prepared to. How many of us can you kill? Is this how to run a nation? Buhari should come out, resign, and kill himself. In Japan, leaders commit suicide when they fail the people. Osinbajo should kill himself. The leaders, they should commit suicide for failing Nigerians. When they came to power in 2015, dollar was 180. They borrowed our generation out, and it weakened our currency. They destroyed all the little factories in the country, closed down our refineries. Our doctors have been left to beg. What are you talking about? Mr. Emeka, who paid you? Please, I don't like Jesus Iscariot way of, explaining issues. Ladies and gentlemen, even a small child born today knows that our leaders has plumbed Nigeria into where it is today. When you come to meet an office, you tend to improve it. How have they improved the lot of this country? All the senators, what project have they done in their constituencies? All the rep members, who are they representing? How have they helped the common man? They lose money to foreign banks. Their children are in schools abroad. These leaders, they taught us how to go abroad to study. They taught us how to go abroad for medical care. They don't fix anything. And every year, you hear of the budget. So amount of money is budgeted for medical, for agriculture, for security. As we speak, Buhari is on his way to London for medical care. Who are you fooling? And you expect people not to go to London? When your leaders are going there to fix themselves and fix their children abroad? Buhari going to London is enough to even weaken the currency. Ladies and gentlemen, they've been doing this for many years. Their end have come. The people that kill this country are the likes of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Atiku, Muhammadu Buhari, Obasanjo. These are the cabals. Theophilus Danjuma, Don Kabale. These are all the governors, past and present, senators, and they are still killing this country. They own exotic buildings in different parts of the world. Atiku has a full street in Dubai. And you are telling me now that Nigerians are responsible for buying Gucci. Just hear you talking. Just listen to yourself. Blaming ordinary Nigerians for being victims of a country where they were born. For having leaders that cannot protect them. For having leaders that cannot provide welfare and job opportunities for young people. And you expect them not to migrate. Go and tie them down. Will you feed them? Mr. Emeka, will you feed them? Will you pay their bills? What name one single thing a Nigerian child is enjoying in this country? Is it the electricity? Is it the medicals? Our hospitals are like, burial ground. Doctors are never available. So guys, let nobody deceive you. Our leaders, God will give us great leaders like Nelson Mandela. God will give us leaders like Kwame of Ghana. God will give us leaders like Patrice Emery Lumumba. God will give us leaders like Nyerere of Tanzania. God will give us leaders that will turn the status quo You know, we need leaders who care for us, who love us. We've not had it. Obi is coming on board. Let's support him. In a normal situation, people like Atiku and the other guy, they should be taking care of their grandchildren. Looking at how the country is. Buhari is gone now to London. To do what? Can't you treat yourself in your country? Can't you build a world-class medical facility? Sergio Mane of Liverpool, Sergio Mane, he has built a world-class medical facility in his village. Gambians are even leaving Gambia to go to Senegal for medical tourism. He built it with $600,000 under 9 months. It's a multi-purpose medical facility for children, for everything, maternity, everything, with just $600,000. Even the president had to call him and give him a national award on that. And your leaders should come and lie to you that they have medical facilities in Nigeria. Where are the monies going to? Is the money flying to Nigerian account? Is it not to these men and women? Donald Trump almost published all their names when he came to power. He was stopped by the courts. They've taken all our money to different parts of the world. Now you are telling us to blame Nigerians for wearing Gucci. We don't allow insult on this platform. I know what I would have told you. In a normal state, Tinubu should be in jail.
See, Alex, all right. I think some of the things we do, we forget that other people in the world have been through even worse situations. We think we are the only ones that have suffered. They paid a dear price to get everything, all the countries, just name them in Europe, they paid a dear price to get where they got to today. And if we think our suffer ahead is a price to pay, that is not the price. The price you want to pay is you do something. Like when this Bahrain is going to this thing, how many Nigerians now are going to come out and say, you know what, enough of this? You go to that House of Legislation and say, we can't have our leaders going overseas. You have to build hospitals here now. So that is the kind of movement you want to make, one at a time. You have to build a hospital here now. And you know the president has the power to do this. This is one of the things the presidential power can allow him to do. Like someone like Peter Obi that is coming in now, you make him promise you that he's going to do that the very first day he says he gets to office, he signs this thing for that to be done. We have to target their presidential power, because that one, he cannot blame the House of Legislative, he cannot blame Senate, he cannot blame
anybody. There are some people are blaming ordinary Nigerians in the streets for not having hospitals to treat themselves. They are blaming Nigerians for also traveling abroad for medical care, those that can afford it.
Try to understand why they are saying that. They are saying that because the citizens allow their leaders to do these things to them. We have 200 million. How many leaders are we have?
Sorry, I'm not against what you are saying. That's what I'm saying. This is the only chance we've given to democracy. If they tamper with these elections, you will see what will happen. Don't worry, you will see. Thank you.
I doubt they will tamper with the election, because Peter Obi sounds very amenable to the establishment. He is not looking at arresting anybody and throwing people in jail. He just wants to improve the situation. So I don't think they will want to this thing. I don't think Buhari likes Tinubu or Atiku. He doesn't like any of them anyway. Look at what Obasanjo did the other day with this. So don't worry about this thing. The establishment are on the side of whoever wins this election. I assure you, they probably don't like Tinubu and Atiku.
Brother, can I tell you something, my brother? Nigerians are very Nigerians. Oh, sorry.
We're running out of time on the broadcast. We'll continue by 5 p.m. today, so we'll continue with conversation. So please, let's lock it up one place and unleash it in a couple of hours, please. All right, thank you to each and every one of you that has been on, that has been following this broadcast from start to finish. You guys are the real MVP. Thank you so very much. It has been a very engaging and, I dare to say, educating broadcast. One of the victims that was kidnapped has been released, and you can see the excitement on the faces of the community. And now, because we do not have time, I would have brought that video on here now. At this part of the Nigerians that you are saying that are the problem of, or part of the problem that we are going through right now, this same Nigerians that, they had to, literally, you can tell that community contributed money to release. She was released with the ransom of 4 million naira. These are poor. These are please, I feel bad when I use these words, to describe a group of people, but I just want us to have an idea. These are poor people. I mean, you legit see children, some of them are scantily dressed, mothers are dancing, and they have rapper. This one is playing rapper. These are not the everyday out there. I mean, they had their schoolmates had to join hand in contributing money and negotiating with the kidnappers. Now, at this part of the Nigerians that we are talking about, the Nigerians that are working in flood, they are selling their markets there in the flood. They are going back home to still sleep in the flood. At this part of the Nigerians, are we not going to look at this other part of the Nigerians? How many, as Michael said, how many Nigerians has even touched these dollars? So, I mean, how is this going to be put on the people? If we
Yeah,
had
because
message or
when they come back
infrastructure,
now, they should be saying, how did we get kidnapped in the first place? They should be demanding that this never happens again. Everybody should be demanding it. And I think
what do
I
you mean
don't
by
blame them directly.
what do you mean by they should be asked how they got kidnapped?
Yes, exactly, because the government allowed it to happen. They should be saying, why did you allow this to happen to us?
Okay,
Enough is
all right.
enough. Parents, go on the streets. Enough is enough. You will see that they will take action by force.
Yes, you are right. You are right. And I just want to say finally that we should remember Nnamdi Kanu in prison. He should be allowed to go. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody.
All right, Mr. Tunaja, if you're done with your submission, so I wrap this up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Gomez. Thank you for your gracious donation. Thank you to everyone that has donated today on this platform, on this broadcast. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I can't take more comments, but I tell you, this conversation will continue much later in about a couple of hours. This conversation will continue. So we'll be back here. Do not forget, turn on your notification bell. Put on your timer, your alarm, everything. Just be at alert. So when we come on here, you will be here and you'll be ready to give your submission already. Thank you to each and every one of you. Please do what to support us on our every broadcast. It costs a lot. The time, everything being put into every broadcast. It costs a lot, so please do well to take out time to support us. Thank you. I'm so sorry, we are done for the day. Mr. Donoche, why do you like to wait for me until I am saying the grace before you come into the broadcast? Mr. Donoche, share the grace for us.
You're funny.
And he ran away. All right then. Mr. Alex, I wish you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you to each and every one of you again. I am doffing my hat. I am saying goodbye. Please stay well, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.